Why? Oh my God.
I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness.
Yeah, of course I have a maid outfit. You're a streamer. Where's yours?
I have a robe.
You were...
I have like a little mark robe.
I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto. Hits go,
Guild is a bunch of fucking
everything
losers, man.
that
What
you
are you
see
doing
is
in
something I invent.
Oh shit. Yeah, I don't know. They recruited me, bro.
Gonna take shots.
I'm new. I'm new to the game. They just recruited me, dude. Sorry.
To learn all the shit that I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it.
Yeah. I'm kind of seeing that too, bud.
I never back up. I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning. You could call me academic. I'm always working. Never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison. Need some antiseptic.
They're running. Push in, everybody, go. Someone get on their maid, please.
I pushed him and I come in.
Handsome looking creep right there.
Why? Oh my God.
I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness.
Yeah, of course I have a maid outfit. You're a streamer. Where's yours?
I have a robe.
You were...
I have like a little mark robe.
I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto. Hits go,
guild is a bunch of fucking losers, man. What are you doing in it?
Oh shit. Yeah, I don't know. They recruited me, bro. I'm new. I'm new to the game. They just recruited me, dude. Sorry.
It happens, but trust me, they're a bunch of fucking losers.
Yeah. I'm kind of seeing that too, bud. Let's do a test. You guys talk real quick. And when
Test,
you pull up
test.
the stream, make sure
Let's
you can
test.
hear yourselves.
1 second. Let's see.
It's just twitch.tv/Butson.
Test.
Anyone in here? Anyone hear them? Make sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we could hear ourselves.
You can hear them? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves real quick?
I'm Glitchnius, aka Glitch, aka Glitchy Raccoon, the Silver Tongue from Nightfall.
All this shit's fucked up. Keep going.
Nice. I'm Zakariah from Brigands. What's up?
All right, cool. I'm just fixing the cameras. I think it's Glitch's camera is fucking up.
Hey,
Blame
listen,
you.
man. Don't even worry about my camera at this point, bro. It's a lost cause.
I can fix it. I'm fixing it live, boys. Live
Yeah.
tech support.
Oh,
Boy's got that live fixing skills.
Yeah, I do.
You-
So someone
you
was
go
saying
through
talk about
production.
pre-patched items. Do you guys have any idea what he was talking about?
pre-patch items like the
Yeah.
trinkets that were crazy strong.
Yeah, but like that's not like new. So I'm wondering if he
No.
was talking about something else.
And the new ones can roll crazy.
What
So
the fuck? Just get in the middle, motherfucker. The new ones? What do you mean the new ones?
like if you have like a cup run with an adamant or something, you get like an absurd roll.
What's like the highest decks or like raw decks you can get like on a ring or something? Or anyone know?
I actually haven't seen raws go more than +4. I think that's the max.
I think I've seen a +5. I
Really?
think.
My God, like I could probably buy a keep with that. Prices are crazy.
Probably.
I've never seen a trinket in my life, bro.
When?
Like-
Wait, so you're not playing right now, Glitch, right?
I haven't played in a few days. Like I did pop in. I believe it was Monday, Tuesday night, and just had a couple fights in Fab because I also been checking out the new sewers.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it, man. Like I haven't really like popped in. Like for example, I always get on the Discord, so I know what's going on majority of the time. But I don't actually like for example, if these guys are like I don't know in fucking GK, I'm like, oh, that's too far. I'm not gonna fucking go there. So I'll just not play. Um, but that's about it, man. I just been chilling in Fab or wherever these guys are at if they're super close. But no, I haven't really been playing as much. I just know what's going on because of what I hear in Discord or like, I just know people always DM me, hey, this shit just happened, drama and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Shell and Repe, I'm probably butchering your name. I'm sorry. He says what pre-patch means is what you have risen Solanos, for example, in your equerry, and they won't be affected with the new nerfs they put in a patch. Well, that patch already happened, so I'm wondering, do you guys know if like the Solanos got nerfed, like the ones before patch?
I don't think so. I mean,
Have you
My,
heard about it
one-
though? Or?
no, I didn't even know that was a thing. I don't think one of our tamers has a risen Solano, and it hits a lot less, like a lot less than what it used to. It's like 36 now. I think it was hitting for like 50s.
Did he raise it after the patch though, or before?
He did level it after the patch.
Okay.
I wonder
so.
if that affected it. I wonder if they're 125 if it changed at all. That's a good point.
No, they got nerfed. What he's saying is the ones you already had raised in your stables did not feel the effects of the nerf. Just the new pets that you raised. You know what I mean?
Gotta keep that boy alive.
Mm-hmm.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
What's like the most like pets you guys have seen in a fight recently?
Hmm.
Like any big fights where there was like just like 5 fucking pets? Or no?
All I've seen in videos was like what are they called? Solanos, whatever the fuck it is. I seen them being pulled into the Fabridum sewers from time to time.
Oh
Uh-huh.
Christ.
Terror birds. That's about it. Like, so okay. So here's the thing that I actually have to ask because I remember. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm getting confused now because I was gonna say, weren't you not able to take pets into the fucking to like dungeons or sewers? And I realized that no, it's just like horses, they're, like too slow to go in or whatever the fuck it is. I
The
forgot about
pathing
that.
was pretty bad though, especially for Tindrum sewers. Somehow people would get it down there, but I think they had to get like GM support half the time to get them back out. So you'd have
Yeah,
to do the entrance near the water, and even then, you would see like 2 or 3 bears just like stuck walking in. You're like, oh, I hope that
Well,
guy doesn't make it down.
yeah, that's true because I actually had one of my. It was just like a few weeks ago. One of my boys brought a fucking a bear down. It was the Tindrum sewers and it got stuck in a wall. So then, of course, he goes ahead and hits up the GM, and I guess this is Nightfall luck when it comes to GMs, of course, because all of a sudden he's he sends a message to the GM say, "Hey, my shit got stuck. All right, nothing's happening." So we get into a fight, and then in the middle of the fucking fight, the fucking bear just randomly appears in front of him and gets absolutely dumpstered by the team, and we're just like, what the fuck, dude? Hits at the
Sucks.
GM, and the GM just tells him, "Yo, get fucked, man. Next time, make sure your pet's like right by you when you're in the sewers. Make sure it's not like getting lost or whatever. Like I don't know, like we're fucking dog park owners or some shit. You know what I mean?" So it's just fucking hilarious because I'm like seriously. So the pathing's all fucked up, but it's your fault that the bear got stuck in the wall, and they're telling you to keep it close to you. I'm like, all right.
yeah.
So many things wrong with how things are handled, but that's
Oh,
another.
don't get me started. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, are
don't
these
get me
are I'm
started.
just curious, are these GMs like paid or are they volunteers? Like in game?
it gotta be paid. It gotta be paid.
Paid and played, bro. Like I don't know. The idea of having GMs also be players is just like a terrible fucking idea. But
Yeah, but do
whatever.
we know that they
Never
play though?
worked out.
I mean, you can read the writing on the wall. You can see a little evidence here and there. I don't mean to be a conspiracy theorist, but I mean, I don't know, dude. All I gotta say is that when certain people will call it GM, and it's a whole different experience depending on what guild you are. That's all I gotta say about that.
Possible.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if the GMs like do they teleport to your position and then like TP the pet to you, or do they just like type in a command from wherever they are to TP the pet to you? So they might not even know what guild you're from, unless they just happen to recognize the name, I guess. But
I've been traded by invisibility. Like there was nobody in front of me, and I got a trade from a GM once. So I don't think they need to have their physical characters there. Or you just hear like a weird phantom voice, a VoIP. That's happened before. Thank you for reaching out to Starvolt support. I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah, I got traded by LGM Discord. This was like a few months ago. He traded me like because all the stuff in our castle despawned, like all the crafting tables and stuff, and he replaced them. And he traded it to me. So probably like what you have, but they can because I ran a V Rising server for a little bit. They can be invisible and be standing in front of you. You would never know. So he could
Yeah.
TP to you invisible, and then just like open a trade like normal, and then give you the stuff that way.
Yeah.
Uh, so they could be standing in front of you, and you would never know. I mean that's just like basic like admin controls for like games and stuff.
I
Um,
thought they came up as little orbs or some shit.
I think they can also come as orbs.
Oh, okay.
Like that's like a version because like in V Rising again, this is like the only server I've ever run for at least in a
Yeah.
long time, and you could come either as yourself in God mode, not be able to die, but you look normal. You could be invisible, or you could come as like this spectral looking thing, and then that way people would just know like, oh, that's a GM, like if they saw you, because that was the only way to look like that. So that's
Yeah.
probably like the MO's version of that, I guess. Um, so what builds do you guys play? I'm curious.
Well, I have only two characters. One is a dagger mage, and the other one is um, of course, I don't have to say it. Full Shiva. But the other character,
okay.
yeah, cause yeah, some people you hear these shit builds all the time, so you just dumbfounded people like, is that a human high dex build? That's a fucking mage. And but no, I have a full Shiva dagger mage, obviously, and then I have a a full foot fighter that uses daggers now. Yeah, I fucking I fell in love with daggers as a foot fighter now, but it
Shame
sucks
on
in the
you.
1v1. Yeah, I know. I tried different weapons, man. Like I got so bored of spears at some point. Then I started using swords, and yeah, they're fun, whatever. But I don't know what it is, man. I just started using a dagger, and I fucking love it. Still gotta
Hey,
get better
dude,
at it
those
though.
weak spots, bro.
Yeah,
70 damage to the head, someone in like steel armor. Woo!
You
yeah.
ever
The
watch
only
Surge's videos, the Third Star Dagger?
well, he's not playing he's playing on Alvarin now with the daggers. But the thing is that the only I don't know I'm going from my experience when you're like when you're Vila with a fucking dagger and you're 1v1 with somebody and they're full, they're fully geared. It's one of those things that if they're above like fucking if they're like a reptile or something like that, like you only have a stab. If you do
Yeah.
a slash every now and then, like you're barely doing damage. I mean, I feel like that changed this patch though, because I was dueling one of my guys fully geared with a dagger, and it was just like, bro, I was fucking I'll do like a side swing or an overhead, and it just hits him for nothing. It says it's not even a parry. Like I hit him, and it's like fucking zero. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is going on here? But when I was dueling these days, I'll at least do like fucking seven damage, which is an improvement. But I don't
Something.
know. Yeah, it's not something where I'll like big dick try to fucking hey 1v1 me because I did that one time. And there's this one time that I actually I mean I was absolutely trolling too. I was dueling with one dude and I was doing it with daggers and shit. I'm like, bro, my side swings are doing nothing and he knows when I stab it's gonna do damage. He's always gonna block that. I was doing no damage. I'm like, well, I'm gonna lose this shit, and I did. So I just came to the conclusion that with daggers that at a moment like that, I was just doing a group fight, so I wouldn't even do 1v1s at that point.
Dude, that shit's so strong in group fights, though. You just
Oh
got
yeah,
somebody
100%.
spamming stab, and you can't. Like, there's nothing you can do. And then you get like a 70 weak spot, and that's like the nail in the coffin for you. You got a dagger guy on you, forget it.
Yeah. And it's also the animation for one-handers sometimes. I mean, maybe it's just my 40-year-old eyes. I don't know what it is, man, but it's just like the animation on one-handers is just fucking insane.
You're
Like,
40?
yeah, man.
You don't look 40. Right? Am I
That's what
crazy?
I hear all the time. I don't even act 40. I act like I'm fucking 15, bro.
Yeah, he looks like
Like that
he's young 30s. He looks like a young man,
Yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
Vicness would say.
bro, rest in peace, Vickness. I miss that guy, bro. Who the fuck is he? Yeah, man. So now that we have a fucking Brigands guy here, man, what's up with you guys, man? I hear you be dunking Legion and these kids.
Well, yeah, we split from the collective quite a while ago. And they kind of like stopped playing for the most part. I don't see much Legion. I see some integrity, but they were bigger than like we were the small guys joining into the collective. We had some disagreements,
Yeah.
Obviously there's bad blood because we kill each other and we're war decked, but I don't think anybody like really dislikes anybody. It's just, it wasn't a democracy. We wanted it to be a democracy.
Yeah,
And a lot of them stopped playing. So I wouldn't even say that we fight the collective all that often. I just don't ever see them around. We fight Kodo way more than we fight the collective for sure. And
yeah.
I got that. Like, I like Kodo. I think they're fine. Like, people complain about them, they Zerg, but everyone Zergs. It's just like good PvP, and they're not toxic for the most part. Sometimes there's always bad eggs, but it's nothing like,
Yeah, that's how I always felt. I don't know. I don't necessarily like judging an entire guild based on like one or two people.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. I mean, yeah, I just I'm friends with a lot of the Legion guys because we used to be in Legion, a lot of Nightfall guys. So
Really? I didn't know that.
yeah, yeah. So I'm friends with a lot of these guys, and I just see them playing other games, or some of them just are joining other guilds and stuff like that. So it's just like I haven't seen much of a Legion presence anymore. Um, I haven't, man. I don't know. I haven't heard a word from Vicness like anywhere, and that's
I was
how
gonna
the
ask,
fuck.
like, when's the last time you talked to him?
I haven't talked to Vicness in a long time, dude. After splitting from Legion, there's a couple times that like we had a conversation on normal Discord, but no longer in the official Discord.
Yeah, man, he
Um,
disappeared.
yeah, he just completely disappeared. I don't know what's up with that, but I mean, it was just fun having him around. You know what I mean? Just in the, doing what he does. Shit
Yeah, in
talking
the
and
community, yeah.
yeah, community
Like
wise, man.
his
It's
politics
just kind of boring.
would be good. It would just like make the game more entertaining.
Yeah.
And who knows, he might come back for sieging. You know what I mean? That could be like everything that he's just waiting on is sieging. Because I know he would nonstop talk about sieging. So, and territory control, of course, too. But
I feel like Bear is gonna have a big comeback when TC comes out. Like I feel like
I
they
think
were
Bear is
waiting.
dead forever, bro. Like
Really?
if they
Bro?
come back,
Oh yeah.
it'll be
100%.
like a very small scale guild. Because you gotta think like even when Chieftain was around, I don't think he really did the recruiting or like the training of his guys. Like all those core people, they're gone. Like they're
Yikes.
not there anymore.
Basically, CTX is like the new bear, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm
Except
only saying
well,
that. Yeah, I'm only saying that because a lot of them joined CTX. Is the only reason why I'm saying that.
I think Kush went from Bear to CTX.
Yeah,
yeah,
Right?
yeah, he did.
Kush
He's
and
good.
Asuran. Wait, I don't know if I know Asuran was like or Asorn was an officer. I don't know if Kush was, but Kush was still one of their like their core guys. Um, I know some of them went to Carnimata too. Some of the bear guys, like some of them went straight to Carnimata. Some of them went
Yeah.
to Kodo, then Carnimata, and then I think a couple joined Battle Brothers, who are
Uh,
allied with Carnimata.
so it's the only person that I saw from from Bear that joined Carnimata was Pax. He's the only one that joined Carnimata from what I know. And all the other officers and shit like that went to CTX, and I think only one person joined Kodo, but quickly left and joined
Well, was
CTX, I believe.
I don't know if Farron was from Bear. I know Sloppy was. Sloppy went to Kodo. Now he's in Carney. I don't know if Farron was in Bear. I don't really know that person that well. But he was with Sloppy's group. So when he left Kodo, he went to Carnimata with
Yeah, yeah.
him.
So I mean, yeah, it's just so weird. Like, because I'm Zach. I'm not sure if you were from the alpha beta days.
No, I wasn't.
No, oh, okay. But well, I guess Putson will know what I'm talking about. Isn't it fucking weird how everything has changed from like
Oh man, it's so
alpha
weird.
beta? It's so fucking weird. It's
I
almost
mean,
like
not too much has changed. I mean, a lot of the
no,
big guilds we saw then don't exist, but the politics kind of are the same in a way.
no way, dude.
Like
But you
what?
okay? Oh, bro, come on. Think about it this way. Think of the Red Alliance, right? Think of the Red Alliance back in the
Okay,
beta
first of
alpha
all, what's the
days.
Red Alliance? Gotta clarify, big
Well,
dog.
at the time, you had the Levia 7, uh, Dreadlords, which was Carnimata at the time. Well,
Mm-hmm.
who else? Content. Who else is in the Red Alliance? But you know what I'm talking about. Uh, the whole GK fucking fighting shit going on there, and then you had like everybody was pretty much against them, and then now if you really think about it, the people that split off from Legion, you got now Acolytes is you're allied with Carnimata, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not something you would ever predict in the beta alpha days. You would think that will never happen. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just different. It was a different kind of atmosphere back then. And now it's
Yeah.
just like everybody has split off into different guilds, and now, well, essentially everybody from beta and alpha is pretty much a rat. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to
Well,
get at. And like
well, when I
TC,
said that, I meant like everyone, like where they were claiming they were gonna be, are still pretty much in the same spot. Like Kodo's still in Meduli, Vicness is still in Vada, sort of, and Carnimata is still in the Northeast. Acolytes, we took the same castle we took in Beta. You know what I mean? Like everyone's still in their same spots. Obviously, that's because we don't have sieging. Obviously, a lot of that probably would have changed by
yeah,
now, but you know what I mean.
yeah,
But
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
Rat Alliance broke up, if you want to call it the Rat Alliance, whatever. GK
Oh, it's
Alliance, I
true.
don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. All the other stuff is pretty much the same. Like the Kodo
So
still, have their alliance and stuff. Like,
yeah, but if you really think about it, like we used to have these tournaments, right? And we oh like I don't know I just don't know how to explain it. It's one of those things. It's like a feel. Everybody at some point was against all these other guys, and now we fight along these guys, and like everybody just wants to fight Kodo at this point. But like back in the beta alpha days, like you would never think that like Talus Confederation would ever like merge with like Levia or something like that. Like these things that you never thought
true.
would happen today. That's what I'm talking about. Shit like that's happened,
Dude,
and
that
it's
was
just
like their
it's
number
fun to
one
see.
goal was kill the rats. And like they called
Yeah,
them
pretty much.
hackers and cheaters and exploiters and all like everything under the sun. Like that was like Steiner's day. It's like we gotta kill these rats. We're gonna be a jerk. That didn't work out. Hey, can't beat them. Join them. Let's go, boys.
You see that's exactly what I was trying to get at, but I don't know. It's just something I didn't want to discuss. Like
that
I didn't want to like bust out
that
like
was like the
oh we cheat
biggest
or whatever the fuck it is.
180, and
Yeah,
since I've seen since launch, I think was
I did
like
not expect
Talus
that.
joining Levia. Yeah, that was
I
a
did not expect that
180.
at all.
And I didn't know until Talus disbanded that like Steiner and Kuthar didn't get along. I thought they had like a secret deal to like a siege pack for like sieging, to, like siege all these other people at GK, and then they would respect each other's territory type thing or whatever. But apparently they just maybe they had a disagreement at some point about like helping each other, and they just ended up going downhill. But yeah, I did not when I heard that like Talus was disbanding for like the second time or whatever, and they were joining Levia. I was like, what the fuck? Like, how is no one talking? I thought it would be like huge news because of like Steiner's stance towards like the Levia and like that Rat Alliance or whatever, and like everyone was just like, oh well, they just merged. They're gone now.
Yeah,
But
and that's I actually think you know what I think it is. I think everybody just got like tired of Zerging because that's what it was. Everybody in Alpha Beta days, for the most part, most everybody was in a fucking Zerg guild or Zerg alliance, and it just decided to like split up in different ways where they're just like I don't know where their numbers aren't as big just to have more interesting fights. That's what I personally think, and it was a more like a subconscious thing that happened to a lot of people.
I think you're giving him a little bit too much credit. I mean, Talus was getting like flip flopped every which way you look
Oh,
at in GK.
I mean in general. I mean in general. I mean everybody in general. Like, because I mean, goddamn, bro, the Talus Confederation Alliance back then was just like a lot of fucking guilds, and they were fucking huge.
What in beta?
Considering, yeah, considering now that they just merged with Levia and Content. Still, I mean, I don't know, they're decent size, but they're not as big as they used to be in that sense. You know what I'm getting at? Like they're
Wait,
not
who's not
as
as big? Levia? I'm confused. You're confusing me. Are you talking about the amount of players total
right.
from like?
They had like fucking like 7 guilds in their
Yeah,
alliance,
obviously.
right?
Like before, like
Yeah.
Brigands left, like at our launch days, we had like 100 people in voice comm at one point. Like every guild was massive, and then launch happened and it went bloop, and we're at like 1,000 players every day now. You know what I mean? Like this it is
Yeah,
what it
yeah, yeah.
is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like
Yeah, I
I
just thought
had better Discord, and I was in Kodo and Talus Discord at launch, and I remember all three of our guilds were tied. I actually think Talus had like 5 or 10 more players on launch day specifically. I remember thinking that even over Kodo. And then I think we were like a few behind Kodo, but we were all like right there, just like 110 players, like just sitting in voice, waiting for the servers to go up or whatever the fuck it was. Um, yeah, it was huge. I mean, I'm sure other guilds had like 40, 50 people sitting in their voice comms, and then launch happened and nobody got to play really for like a whole week. And I took vacation for that shit. It sucked, but it is what it is.
yeah, it was weird as fuck because I remember like when I joined Legion, I remember for the most part that's when the game was like more or less like dying down. It was before you remember that surge of players that we got like around October of last year, like a year ago, where I think it's when MO2 got officially put into Steam where you're actually able to buy it in Steam right
Oh
before
yeah,
launch.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So right before that, like yeah, obviously Legion was pretty much a Zerg guild, but when I was playing, like we had like a total of like maybe 20 people in the Discord and on a good day, like it was 20 people. And to me that was like pretty big. But once October came around and we started recruiting more and we just started getting a lot more fucking people. I remember that. I was just like, wow, bro, I can't handle this shit no more. Like I just having new people like yeah, I don't
He's
know what it
losing it.
was, man. I just fucking like too many voices talking at once. like trying to fucking hit one person and have like fucking 3 horses of my own people in front of me. It was just so obnoxious, man. I'm like, god damn, dude, is this guild actually gonna get like this fucking big or even bigger? Like, oh god, this is like my head is spinning at this point. So when we formed Nightfall, it's just like a fresh, like a I don't know, like a breath of fresh air because I don't know, man. It was just like the close homies, and it was like comms were very like organized. You had like I mean, sure, and the most we had was pretty much. We don't even get like 20 people in comms anymore. If anything, we have like the most like maybe that I've seen lately was probably like 10, 12 or something like that. Like not late, like probably like the other like I think yesterday was only like 10 people in comp saying,
Okay.
but like it's more organized. Whereas in Legion around October, we just had all these fucking new people I didn't even know asking all these questions, and we're,
Yeah.
we're trying to. They don't understand comms, and I'm just like, oh fuck me, dude. Like this can't be my gameplay in this fucking guild anymore, can it? It was just fucking.
No, I feel that. I mean, as someone who's gone through like the same questions of like a new player, like maybe like 200 fucking times, like you definitely hate hearing the questions. Like obviously the players you're recruiting, if they're new, like they need to know the answer, so you can't get mad at them for asking. But like, yeah, you get sick of hearing like the same like, where can I get a horse, or how do I get blood ore, or I mean like the same questions. It's just like, and then in the back of my mind, you're like, okay, how long is this person even gonna play? Or you just answer like these same 10 noob questions over and over. It's just like yeah, it's rough. I think a lot of it comes down to like just it's poor game design. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Like this game churns through players so fucking quickly because people join, they go through Haven. It's a bad iteration of what the game actually is. They get into the real world, they get griefed, quote grief, PvP, whatever, and then they fucking leave, and it's just like I don't know. I don't know what else to call that, but like bad game design. If like they sat in Haven maybe for like a whole week leveling their character at an extremely slow rate because Haven doesn't explain to you how to level your character, and then they get in the real world, they last maybe 2 days and they quit because it's not for them.
Yeah,
I don't know what else you'd call that.
I always tell people that the best part of the game design in Mortal Online 2 is the social aspect. At the end of the day, that is the best thing because if you're playing with people that you get along with and and play the same play style as you and you all do it together, that's what's going to keep you in the game for very long. Like I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
as toxic as this community can get sometimes, a lot of it's just fucking like hilarious. Like to me, it's just comedy because you can't take these kids seriously a lot of times. So the social aspect is what keeps people coming back to the game. Look at all these people, all these veterans have been playing MO1 for like 10 years and shit like that. I call the game shit and all this, but they just keep coming back all the time. And I honestly think it has to do because of the social aspect. So I always tell people if you're gonna start playing MO2, like any new player that I see, they're like, "Oh man," or like a new streamer, like, "Oh, I'm gonna quit this game. I suck at it." I'm like, "Dude, listen, stop playing solo, play with a guild, people that you're gonna get along with. But don't go fucking guild hopping and shit like that. That's not ever a good thing. Just find cool people to play with that you get along with that play the same play style as you, and you'll be fine. That's what I personally.
Yeah, sure. Um, what do you guys think are like really OP builds right now that people are running?
Fat
Mounted.
mage,
Yeah,
fat
mounted
mage.
fat mage.
Mounted Fat Mage.
Yeah.
I hate that so much. When you see that, it's like I don't know. PvP ain't gonna happen. It's just either you aggro on them and you can't take their horse down, or they just grief you by killing your horse and then leaving. Like you'll never get them. Like it's crazy unless you have a group of players to do it. But not even the fat ones, the skinny ones can keep their fucking horses alive for ever, man. It's crazy. Steel Iron Silk 125, Desert Lesser Heals are hitting for like 30s. It's hard to beat.
Sure. They're
They
good
won't
right
kill
now.
you though. You're probably not gonna die, but you're gonna waste your time. You're gonna have to find another horse. So.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I have that exact build. I have a human, not an Ogmir, Fat Mage. I already have him like fully leveled. And now he can make fully steel, tongue steel horse armor. I'm waiting for like their patch where they add the ritual tables to houses so I can level that. And then when that happens, now I can have a horse even before they reduce the pet point cost of the horses. Now I could definitely have like a pet behind me, and I'm gonna do like
Oh
the
yeah, no
rituals and
question.
pets. So
Now the person will die.
yeah, now I can have like a troll or like maybe a Solano Terrorbird, something like risen behind me while riding my steel horse armor 125 desert horse.
Oh boy,
It's gonna be
You gave
great.
me a
Yeah,
fucking headache, bro. You gave me a headache, man. I
Just
think
yeah.
that anything with a fucking tower shield is also fucking cancer.
yeah. Tower
I
shields
will
are
say,
ridiculous.
I don't see that many mages using them anymore. I mean, I see it on Ogmirs constantly, and it is so frustrating. They're like in steel tower shield. This little, you barely see their head, and they have a spear, and you're like, oh, what the hell am I gonna do here? It's so, oh my god, they take forever to kill. They don't even have to block half the time. They take like no damage. And if you're a Vila and you hit it, you're hitting for like 9. Less
Oh
than
no,
that. You're hitting
no,
for
no,
like
no,
5
shit.
against the equipment when you're like, this is not gonna end. I need a mage. Can I get a mage?
So how to get me from not ganking you? Be an Ogmi with a shield. I'm not gonna fuck with you. Honestly, straight up. If I'm in a team fight and I see someone with a fucking tower shield, I'm like, all right, well, I'm getting the fuck away from this guy. I'm gonna attack someone else.
Save him for
Preferably,
last.
yeah, fuck that shit. Yeah, cause okay, so the whole what is it? What is it? This they added shields to armor weight. That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So they should have done that shit. That should have been a strength requirement. Honestly, it shouldn't have been a fucking. I don't know.
It was a
They should
direct
just.
buff to Ogmirs. Direct buff to Ogmirs.
Okay, so this is gonna sound really fucking like I understand Ogmirs need to be the tanky class. So the tower shield, I know it's controversial, but it kind of makes sense. It sucks for anyone else, but it kind of makes sense. But fucking over the Shivras that can even carry like a normal shield. Like they gotta sacrifice like armor, their own armor, which they already have shit armor, and now they gotta add the weight of tower shields or even normal shields for that point. Like it's absolutely no point in having a normal shield at this point. Like little small round shields. No point. You either go
Well,
tower
they do
shield,
way less. So.
not by much though, right?
Well, I mean, I'm talking about from a mage point of view because that matters as far as like mana regeneration is concerned. It's not
Yeah.
going to matter for like a foot fighter, but
I've been
at least
seeing
not
Blackwood
much.
skills used a lot more now.
Blackwood
It's not
skills.
rather than the keeled because they're trying to afford. You're wearing paper, man. You might as well be in rugged garments. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not going to do much. And when you're out of mana, you're done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what Shell and Repe he said you can take off the shield, but you need a mana regen. That's what I do on my fat mage. I have a tower shield in my build, and I'll put it like as a hotbar, and I just don't wear arm pieces. And while I'm wearing the shield, like I think I have like 40% mana regen. And he's a human, keeping in mind. And then like if like my mana gets too low and I'm not even being focused, I'll just take it off. You know what I mean? If there's not even any more mounteds on the field, like I don't even need to wear it really. But
Shallon Reppy speaking up because he's an Ogmir with the steel tower shield
Is
and the
he?
spear. Yeah, that's the guy I was referencing. I'm like, oh Christ, this guy. Save him for the end, guys. He's gonna take
he's not
forever.
in Brigands then.
No, he's in sexy. He's a
Oh,
unit.
okay.
He's good.
He's a unit.
Yeah, he's just this little unit. He just comes out, man, full steel. You see him, you're like, oh no, this guy. I was trapped in his stronghold the other day. I'm like, get me out, get me out of this fucking place. It's a maze, and he's just stabbing me over and over again.
Yeah. Fuck
Yuri
that.
Loco logged in the other day for the first time after forever, got triple fainted. He uninstalled. See, that's the thing. I think fainting should stay in. I think the spinning should go. Because fainting is actual like skill. Like hiding the animation and spinning around like a ballerina is kind of stupid, in my opinion.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
gonna be hard to balance that, man, because disguising is like the most effective way to get through someone's guard, and I don't know how long fights are gonna last. I think it's definitely more of a group oriented thing, fighting wise. So timing, swings, and stuff like that. I really didn't love about this game something that For Honor had, and this doesn't, because For Honor is like my favorite directional combat game.
Fuck yeah.
It's so good, dude. It is so fluid. It is so, obviously it had some issues with balancing, but when you are being attacked by like 4 people and you get like a parry, it applies to all of them. So if you were good enough, you could 1v4 in For Honor. It wouldn't be easy by any means, but there was a way. And then you had that ult regen thing. It was a way to kind of like, if you were fighting outnumbered, you get a buff. You know what I mean? So you have the option to do it. Where here it's like 2 decent players, 3 decent. You know what I mean? Like you're really there's really not a lot you can do. You can't block fast enough. Like it won't let you. You're limited by the movement, which I guess is realistic in a game that has, you know, short powers and magic, but still, like For Honor, you could just, if you got the right one, you could tell which one was coming first. You know, that shit was so fun. And you had unblockables, so you had a way to get through someone's guard. Like there were so many things I feel like I wish they would have taken from it. Like we have no guard break, we have no kicks, we have no, so you run into somebody with perfect ping and he's just left, right, it's just gonna last forever, bro. There's nothing you can do about it. I don't know.
Yeah, it is
disappointing.
it is a hard thing to balance in a game like this, just simply because ping and desync is the number one thing. If, and I don't know how the fuck they would do it, but if they were able to fix like desync, for an example, it kind of helps a little bit more with play styles. Like I don't know how many times because the whole hiding animation thing is the one thing that fucks me up in defense. You know what I'm saying? So the whole like feinting, I understand. Like I'll be able to parry like a feint every now and then, whatever. But when it comes to like the animation morphing, and if somebody has better ping than I do, I'm gonna get fucked. So one of the things I did is use the whole MO1 fucking um figure eight. So I'll try to like, get away from the fucking, you try to do the whole figure eight shit, but like I'll try to do the whole thing where I jump back and stuff like that. And no matter how far I am from somebody, because I'll jump fucking far back, I'll still get hit. So if you had desync also fixed, it allows for more playstyles. Because yeah, there's some weapons that the only way you're gonna hit somebody. I think somebody actually mentioned in chat something about the only way to hit somebody with an axe is with a fucking by spinning or some shit. And I kind of agree with that, but I don't have enough experience with axe to know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? So take it with a grain of salt. But from my experience, there's some weapons that you kind of need to do the whole spinning in order to hit somebody. Like it's different techniques because in this game the time to kill is extremely long, but at the same time, if the time to kill was very short, it would probably make the game a little bit more frustrating if you're like getting like you already have to travel super fucking far to get into a fight nowadays, and then your time to kill is super short, and all of a sudden it can get frustrating for the player that dies and shit like that. And I don't know. I guess I'm also a firm believer that at the end of the day, a lot of things is a skill issue. If like you can't parry a feint, it's not really the game's fault
Yeah.
until you consider ping and desync. When you add those factors in there, it's kind of shit. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have it's like I have a lot of these complaints, but I don't really like voice them very much, just simply because I also don't know the solution. Because every patch they add some shit that just makes it even more impossible to fucking balance. You buff the fucking fat mages with this concentration bullshit, and now they can cast faster, the charging, I mean, and then you add fucking tower shields on top of all the other problems from before. So it's just like, fuck, when does it end?
Back and forth.
Just when does it end?
Yeah, it's really tough. Like you were just saying, like I've kind of made my peace with like the way the game is right now. It's funny you mentioned figure eights because I like the great equalizer with people like Australian ping and people with EU ping. Because somebody with 300 ping, you were saying the desyncs, they're not on there where they show on the screen. It is nowhere near where they actually are. So it is so. I mean, the fact that they don't address it that often is kind of strange because it is just go to Favrenum and duel for like 20 minutes, and you will before. I mean, the longer you play this game, the more you can be like, I know where you live just from how the fight is going. I can tell exactly where your region, where you're based. Oh, this guy's got shit ping because he stabbed all the way at the weapon vendor and I'm at the equipment vendor and I got hit. So it's like, I feel like that opens the door to a lot of people that cry like cheats and hacking in this game. It really is just the game taking a shit, and like it could happen at any time. You know what I mean? And I don't know if I've been node lined or maybe you know what I mean. Like there's no way to kind of keep an eye on that. So I don't know. I don't know the answer. We're all stuck in this weird disguise and spin stuff, and until they add another way to burn somebody down quick, I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know how you can get rid of spins when there's no guard breaks. It's just like they're gonna probably add something else that is just as bad. Not that I sound pessimistic. I'm just I can't think of anything that wouldn't just be a complete rip off of For Honor's gameplay.
Yeah, you want to be careful with kicks because someone with EU ping can just fucking troll you with spamming kicks and just break your guard constantly. Fucked. That's another big thing to think of. I wanted kicks so long in the game to somebody was like, hey, dumb fuck, you got to ship ping, you're fucked. And it's just like, yeah, it makes sense. I don't know. I always tell people I don't know. If you're playing the game, you have 1,000 fucking hours in the game. I'm pretty sure you're stuck in the game for a while. You're gonna keep playing no matter what. So I always say in a 1v1 situation, I wouldn't even place your luck on. I wouldn't just say, hey, look, base your skill or your experience in 1v1s all the time. It's either uh play outnumbered fights or group fights, and that's all that really matters in this game, to be honest. Because you're gonna have someone in your guild that's gonna have better ping than the person you're fighting. So at the end of the day, it kind of evens out. You're gonna have some people that are more skilled than fucking 5 other people. One person can just 1vx with 5 people in your guild, and you're gonna win that fight. So basing everything on 1v1s, it's pointless. It really is. I mean, it's good to know pairing, and it's good to know there's all these other things to break through. But if you're 1v1ing someone in a group fight, you're doing something, at the end
Yeah,
of
that's fair. You're
Yeah.
kind of wasting time at that point. You should be working with your teammates to burn that one guy that's a little too far.
Yeah,
I get that. I feel like the game is definitely. I mean, I came from Elder Scrolls. The game is not balanced around duels whatsoever. It really isn't. And this game, especially the way that they design things, that you need a group. It makes sense that they want you, like you said, the social aspect. Like you're meant to be with 3-4 other players. You're meant to, you know what I mean? You're meant to always be in a group. So I get that struggle, like I really do, which is why I don't the whole grudge matches and duels and shit like that. I'm like, there's so many things to take into account before, do you have Stygian Throat? What's your ping? You know what I mean? Like, everything is so, like, what's your damage bonus? Like, it's all going to be very, very important. Why Brigands help Kodo? What? What?
You took the bait, dude.
John trade, bro.
Oh, John Tree. Oh, damn. We're fighting Kodo right now, actually. Big fight in Spider Valley, boys.
What, like actually?
I'm not playing right now. No, I see the Discords.
Oh, shit.
Beat them up.
Yeah, what do you guys think about the people who own castles right now? Do you guys think who do you think is gonna go from people like the castle owners we have right now?
NWL.
Wait, they still have a castle?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, they have the Bhakti.
What?
Bhakti Castle.
They just log in for upkeep, I think.
What?
Yeah, well, yeah. That sucker is. I don't think I've seen an NWA O person on for 2 months. So one, and I'm like, you guys own that thing?
All right, hold up a second. Let me see who got castles right now, because I know there's. I don't pay attention to these bullshit.
So we got Slav all the way down the island, bottom left. Above
They're
them,
gone.
we have Old
gone.
Guard.
They're gone.
Above them, Kodo.
They'll be gone eventually.
To the right of them, Nameless by Kranesh.
Super gone.
South of them, Integrity in the Western Steppes or something, I think.
If you're at this point, if you're part of the fucking collective, you're pretty much gone. Let's be real.
You got Legion
Guild,
in the middle.
at this point, gone. Fortunately.
Who's taking out all these people? First of all,
Starvo.
Fucking. Let's see.
True.
I mean, let's just be honest. Okay, so look at it this way. all these people that you just mentioned aren't even active guilds anymore. I mean, Kodo is active.
Well,
I still think
Slav and
they'll.
Old Guard and Nameless are all in the Kodo Alliance.
Yeah, exactly. But they're. I mean, whatever. They're
Yeah, but the
gone. They're
Kodo Alliance will
gone.
come to defend them, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Probably, I would assume, anyways.
I don't know. My money's on the North, dude. I think the North will take this time. Just saying. I really do
Zero
think the North
said
will take it.
Zero said he told you multiple times how this will play out. Don't fuck it up. I don't know what that means, but don't fuck it up, Glitch.
Listen, bro. I can't. You see, this is just deception, you know. But I still do actually think the North is gonna take it. I really do, bro.
Wait,
Like,
what?
the North will take it. Honestly, like fucking anybody in the GK area. Look, let's be honest. Anybody is gonna group up against fucking Kodo and the Kodo line. Anyone. They'll just join up together just for the sake because it's Kodo. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. So they're gonna fucking take that shit, all right? The North will take those keeps, and that's it. The collective, and bro, I was in the collective at some point. For all the players that have been playing in the collective the people that are in Legion that I'm personally friends with aren't even Legion anymore, and they're super inactive. So do you really think, even if Vicness comes back, right? Even if Vicness comes back, do you really think that these people are just gonna be like, oh yeah, let's just rejoin Legion and let's do this? No, it's not gonna happen, bro.
They might.
Like,
Maybe Bowden would. I don't know.
Bowden is still in Legion, and I can't say much about that, but I know Bowden's been playing like other games right now. I can't speak for him, and I won't, because I love Bowden to death. I really do. But like everybody else that I was in Legion with that's not in Nightfall is no longer in Legion, pretty much. You know, or inactive as fuck. So I don't know to tell you. So I don't know who's gonna defend. The I know and I'm sorry, Integrity. You know, you're my boys and all. I love you guys, but if Legion ain't gonna defend you, who else is?
Well, who's
That
in the
ally-
collective, first of all? Because I know there's Black Team. I assume they're still in the collective. There's Legion. There's Integrity. Who else? I don't really know.
you pretty much named the three guilds.
Well, there was Chimera. They're out. Brigands
Gone,
was in. They're out.
gone. Nope,
Um,
that's it.
was there any other guilds that you know, Zach, that were at least used to be in there?
No, I think you got them all. Black team was always really, really small.
Yeah, they're
But
Russian, right?
it was legitimately just the three. It was Brigands, Legion, Integrity. Maybe there was another off. Oh, Wrath. Wrath is in as like a mercenary guild for a little bit. Sons of Mir, yes, that's another one. Artisans wasn't in the collective.
Artisans is allied to Kodo. They're in the
Yeah, they've been.
coalition. I know how those two C names can be confusing, but yeah, two different alliances. Oh, and we got the Covenant. Why'd you guys have to pick C? Why does it have to be three C's? Why can't you just
it was
pick another alliance
intentional,
name?
the Covenant for another C. That's their
Oh
like.
my god.
What's the word? And it's pretty funny because in the Discord we have a channel called Glassing Planets, and it's pretty funny. I think that's like the biggest.
The Sons of Mir play.
misconception.
They were like a French guild, right? No.
I've only ever seen them in the jungle, and they're very, very like one or two.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm telling you, man, it's just gonna go poof.
The
And
conglomerate.
the North will take it. I'm telling you, man, they will absolutely take it.
Kodo building a stronghold right now. They got like 70 players on right now.
Kodo is probably the only. Well, I mean, obviously they're the only ones that have the numbers in that alliance. To be honest, I barely see Old Guard anymore. I barely see Nameless.
North Order can still pull like 20, 30. They'll probably have a lot. North Order will probably have a lot when Sieging comes, to be fair. Because that's like a good like call to arms for any guild. And I know North Order can definitely pull numbers because they're like a gaming community. They're not just a mortal guild, you know what I mean? Like they play a bunch of other shit. This game's obviously boring as fuck without Sieging. So they don't really have a reason to log in. But once Sieging comes and they know they have like a whole list of enemies, they'll probably be back in like big numbers, to be honest. Maybe
honest,
Nameless too, but just because I know they're Russian. I don't know anything about them though. So
So
yeah, we left Nameless today.
I think I personally think that 10 nameless equals like um one member of a fucking Northern Guild or Nightfall or something like that. So I don't think the numbers of nameless really honestly matter.
You can't
Like
just say
I don't
Northern
think they,
Guild
I
though,
don't think
because there's like a lot of guilds who probably wouldn't fit that criteria. Now, I don't. I'm trying to
so
decide if I want to shit talk or not, but you know what I mean. Like, there's some like guilds that live by Tefra Crater that just don't belong there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. You
I
know,
get it. I'm trying. What I'm really trying to say is that any other guild that's not nameless, like 10 nameless equals pretty much one any other guild. You know, that's pretty much what I'm trying to say. I don't know, dude. It's just
same
I don't
nameless
know.
equals one glitch.
I don't see any. I don't know, bro. I'm not. I don't want to shit talk. You know, honestly, I don't. But I am.
Yeah, I mean, it just. I mean, really, what sieging is gonna be? It's gonna be like Pokemon battles. That's really what it's gonna be. You're gonna see so many tamers show up to sieges. It's gonna be ridiculous. Because at the end of the day, if you show up with 10 trolls, or you know what I mean, like if you have a 50-man group and you have like 20 trolls there,
Yeah.
sheesh, those rock throws, those AOE's, two blocks, dude. I mean, they don't do as much damage, but you know, you get hit by like 10 different AOE's at the same time. You know, it's over. Like, what do you do? That's a flop.
Yeah.
whole crew of
Just lost
mages
like
go
10
in.
steel sets in one go in like, 2 minutes. Like, it's fucking demoralizing in one, and it's two. It's like how many times can you replace those steel sets? You know what I mean? Even if you're defending. So yeah, it's
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
rough. It's gonna be a Pokemon battle, that's for sure. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah, it will definitely be a Pokemon. But you know what? Actually, now that you mention it, maybe I should probably eat my words a little bit on that whole nameless thing because I think they have like a lot of tamers, or we probably just gave them the idea of becoming tamers or some shit.
No,
You just literally shifted the political scales right now talking about pets. Thank you very much,
people are
folks.
like they're like this right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really give a fuck about Siege PC to be honest. Like, I don't. But I'm just seeing from knowing these guilds from like Alpha and Beta and where they're at right now. All I see is diminishing with a lot of these guilds that I know, and they're just I don't know. I don't see it really happening. But I do think I also do think that they're like you could kill a pet fairly easy too if you have like for example if you have like fucking a few people like on a pet they're gonna take it down and if it's a fucking uh Zerg fight obviously you focus pets first can and then take the pets down and then start fucking everybody else up or whatever the fuck it is that you guys do. I think that will probably I don't know pets in a big fight like that I probably think will probably get dumped.
Well, you
So
gotta
I
think
don't know.
about it too this way. Like, if anyone who has half a brain cell, like let's say you're going to go siege Castle A. Before you're going to siege Castle A, you're going to set up some kind of logistics, right? My thought process is before anyone like is going to invest fully into a siege knowing like there's no coming back, like this guild is now an enemy permanently, win or lose, like they're probably going to like throw down a stronghold, right? Like right in front of like wherever they're going to siege, they're going to throw down a stronghold. It's going to have a stable and it's going to have a priest, and people are probably going to fill the fuck out of that stable. So even if you kill like one attacker's like pet, he's probably going to end up with like 3 or 4 more. So they're probably not going to have them right out right at the beginning, but as soon as like any real push has, like you're probably gonna have a bunch of people pull out pets mid fight, and now you got like a bunch of big pets in the middle of a fight that you didn't like get to bow down before you left your gates or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna be like these little group fights that we have now where nothing means anything. You're gonna have people like invest like housing and strongholds to siege offensively against people, and they're gonna maximize the potential of this stuff. So I don't know. It's gonna be wild. We'll see. I mean, there's probably strategies we can't even like think of right now that are gonna be happening when like TC's. I mean, what happens if they add guards with like the first iteration of TC, and you could drop guards at a stronghold? We have like no idea what's coming with TC.
Oh
You know what I
God.
mean?
I mean, thank God I don't have to worry about any of that shit. But Jesus Christ, bro, guards on a fucking on a castle is so fucking, bro.
I mean, who
Jesus.
knows?
So,
We don't know. It's gonna be wild.
well, another thing I think about is like, well, I mean, what's gonna come out first, TC or Elementalist? Elementalism. Jesus Christ, I can't even talk. But you know what Magic School I'm talking about, right?
Well, I
The
don't think we'll
MO1.
have that before we have sieging though.
Yeah, I
I
don't think
think
so
that's
either.
gonna be like further out.
In fact, I don't even know when we'll have sieging. To be honest, I know they say like I don't know. That's why I always ask, like, what's coming first, the chicken or the egg? So elementalism. I mean, when you put that into sieging, that's gonna be another aspect to think about too. You know, I don't know, dude. We don't even know what's gonna come into this game, but I just predict that there's gonna be a lot of things that are just gonna make this game even harder to balance. And some builds will just be completely fucking obsolete, and you'll just have to re-roll your characters because you're just so useless at this point.
You
I
know,
don't
I'm
know.
being honest. I'm just thinking about it because going back to my question, like asking you, what castle owners do you think will like lose their castle when Siege comes out? I think, and I'm just being honest here, the only guild, like just taking like the guild, not necessarily the alliance, that could hold their castle would probably be Kodo. Because like you think about like fucking Talus is dead. I mean, maybe Levia could get 30 people or something, but is that really gonna hold up to like 150 Kodo North Order Zerg type shit? No, of course not.
First off, I think a lot of people will be willing to team up or group up just to take Kodo down.
Oh,
I think
absolutely, for
I
sure.
see it
the whole rest
all
of
the
the server.
time. I see it all the time. So at the end of the day, it will just become the rest of the server versus Kodo, and that's about it. Like I honestly, I don't. That's the only reason why. It's honestly the only reason why I say Kodo will fall at that point, because people will be. You can have two guilds that absolutely fucking hate each other. They'll group up just to go against Kodo, just to even the playing,
Yeah, I'd
which is
say that's fair.
which is understandable too. You know, you want to even out the playing field a lot of times. So everybody's just wanting to do that.
Okay, well
But
maybe
also,
Kodo was the wrong. Like let's say Covenant, you guys could maybe pull like 100, 150 for sieging, and you went to go like siege Leviat. Like between their alliance, they could probably pull like 40, 50 people. If you guys ended up with somehow you had like 150 people, like they're probably gonna lose. Like I'm
Yeah.
saying, like if you take the guilds like where the whole server is not teaming up against the attacker type shit, like Kodo's probably like the only guild realistically that could like hold their own. Um, because like you think about it, like we got content, which is Levia. Then you got like Talus Keep, which is Levia. You got Bear fucking dead. AC is pretty much fucking dead. Like Crimson Swarm. You got fucking like HRG Rising Sun Alliance, whatever dog shit. You got fucking Reapers. You know what I mean? You got fucking NWO, Legion dead, like Slab has always been fucking dead. Old Guard super dead. You know what I mean? Like like nobody who owns a castle right now like really deserves it, quote, besides maybe Kodo. I'm just giving them their due credit. Like they have a lot of people, you know what I mean? But I'm just thinking
well,
like it's pretty sad to be honest. Well, Carney
all right.
Alliance doesn't hold a castle. I'm just talking about people who currently own a castle that could
Oh,
hold it
Reapers.
as
The
a
Reapers
guild.
is wardens, right? Reapers was wardens. That's where they have the warden castle.
I don't know if they used to be wards. I think they bought it or something.
Yeah,
But
what is up with that shit? I've been meaning to ask you guys because that's the one thing I have zero clue about. How the
they.
fuck what happened there?
I mean, I don't know if they bought it. I think someone told me or maybe it was Crimson Swarm. Someone said it was either Crimson Swarm or Reapers that said they paid for it. Oh, it was Crimson Swarm. I'm sorry. I know because he bought it from Divine. So I don't know how Reapers got Moki Castle, but he got it. They got it from Pyatt in some way. Whether GM broke it down, I don't know, or they just rebuilt it. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
know
It's
this.
like a Moki guild thing. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. You go from Wardens to Reapers. Like, is it like ARPK guild just all of a sudden decided to go RPK or some shit? I don't know, because I think
Yeah.
Wardens were like the only. Hey, that's what it sounds like. But all these fucking ARPK guilds just always have these edgy ass names, and they're just like, oh well, we're just kidding. We're ARPK. We don't actually kill people.
And
I
I
don't know.
think that Moki Alliance is Reapers, Dauntless, and Norsemen. And there might be another guild in there. Dauntless got a lot of players. Dauntless is becoming like whenever you're in Moki, when you go to Meduli and 90% of the players you see are Kodo.
Yeah.
That's Dauntless and Moki. Smaller place, obviously. But everywhere you turn, oh shit, there's another one. Oh, I just stepped on another one. Like they're all over the place. Go. And they're like super friendly, like super chill. You know what I mean? Like they're,
Is Dauntless in the Rising Sun Alliance? I can't remember. Or are they like in a Moki Alliance thing?
I think they're in their own little Moki Alliance. And they have like 30, 40 players on most times.
That's wild. I
A
mean,
lot
to
of
be
players.
fair, that like capitalizing on like Moki is like good because honestly, I think Moki has more players than Morinkur. Like whenever I go to Moki, it seems like it has more players, but it's also like a smaller town because Morinkur is like fucking this big, Moki's like
Yeah.
this big. You know what I mean? So everyone's like right here. Morinkur, they're gonna be spread out. But like, yeah, I mean they're capitalizing. Like if you're like the guild, kind of like Vada, like Legion decided from the get go like they were gonna pick Vada, and they ended up capitalizing on it because like pretty much everyone who went to Vada, like you'd pretty much just like see Legion or Integrity, and then they would join one of the two. You know what I mean? So like after a while, if people kept spawning in Moki, they see like one, two, maybe two guilds, they're gonna join one of the two guilds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I feel like Moki was completely dead after Wolfpack for like ever. I only ever saw Wolfpack there when they disappeared, and then all of a sudden Dauntless started popping up out of nowhere. Like, and then they were like multiplying like crazy. Like any blueberry that you saw that was like in rugged garments taming a bear, all of a sudden you see the Dauntless tag. So they were like mass recruiting, and I think their whole thing is about just like a friendly place to be. Like because Moki is just very, very low conflict for the most part. Really not too much to fight over there. Nice pool of water though to be a
You
little
think
river monster.
Wolfpack 2.0 is going to siege everyone? Dude, you're fucking.
Gamble? Yeah, I don't
Is
know,
that
man.
Gamble? Is he talking about? Oh, I thought you were talking about like a Wolfpack return or something.
Yeah. Read between the lines there, Putson. Streamer Guild, Wolfpack. Come on.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like
Where-
the line wasn't
where-
even there, but
why?
sure. I mean, yeah, it's a streamer guild.
100% it's Streamer Guild. Yeah. Those guys came out of nowhere too, but
Are they
I
done
don't think.
already? Like, what, they
no,
over?
no, they're not.
Oh.
They're
Does
I
not.
haven't
Clean
seen
still
Clean.
stream it? The game?
No, he's playing other games, but you got Lourdes that still streams, that still plays the game.
Lourdes has been
He
streaming a
doesn't.
lot. Too.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the viewership that Clean has. I've
Uh,
never seen him with more than 100. Well, actually, the only time I've really seen him with 100 was that big fucking Maduli battle with the North or whatever, and
that's
he
a
was like
lot
the
for an
cameraman.
MO2 stream, though. Honestly, that's a lot for
Yeah,
an MO2
true.
stream.
That's pretty
That's
much the whole player base. Like when Tatsuya streams, he's pretty much got the whole player base just watching
Yeah.
him.
Pretty
For
much, yeah.
like anyone who watches Twitch, really, anyways. But
No.
he'll have like 150, maybe 200, and then when he
Oh.
goes offline, they kind of just disperse.
No.
And there's fucking Tatsuya. He just fucking ready. Right, what I'm talking about. What's up, Tatsuya? That's
Look
funny
at
as hell,
that
dude.
big dick with
Literally,
124.
I summoned Tatsuya, man. What's up?
He-
I tried to get Tatsuya on the show. I think Tatsuya is fucking nervous, if I remember right. He was so nervous about coming on the podcast. He's like, dude, what would I even say?
Come on,
Come on here and
Tatsuya.
talk about like some rat shit, dude. We don't care.
I fucking love
But-
Tetsuya. I
Yeah,
love
he's
that
a
man.
good guy.
He's fucking.
He's funny. Dude, I feel so bad for the people like the new players who like run into Tatsuya, and he'll be like the nicest guy. He's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, what's up, man? You got an extra sword?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll help you kill this bandit." Just fucking turns around, kills his horse, so the guy can't run, and then just fucking murders the guy. He's like, "Yeah, you shouldn't trust people in MO, dude." It's like literally like, every other Tatsuya stream is like him just betraying the fuck out of some new player. And it's funny as shit, but like I feel bad for the new player because he was like totally like he's like got like the like double personality. He's like the nicest guy ever. He's like also like a new player, and then all of a sudden he's just like this guy who just fucking like backstabs the fuck out of you. It's so funny.
You can't see it that way though. You have to see it this way. He's training new players on how the game is.
Oh
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I get it.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people. I don't know, but a lot of people are just kind of like, "Oh yeah, killing new players." No, dude, you're teaching new players what this shit's all about. You know, that's all it is. And if the new player has enough ambition, he'll be like, "All right, fuck this guy for the rest of my life. I'm gonna form a guild, and I'm gonna make sure that I demolish this kid and his fucking guild." And that creates healthy conflict for the game and drama, and that's the only reason why we come back to MO2. Let's think about that for a second.
We have the perfect example of that, right? Is Tefra PD, Run Carney's guild. That's like the perfect example. It's not exactly designated to like one guild per se, but like it is pretty much that towards a few different guilds or whatever. That's pretty
I
much
love
it.
shit like that. I love shit like
saw
that.
Someone killed
It's-
some of that.
It's so
Go.
fucking funny.
My
Shit or
favorite
get
bit he
shit on. What's up?
My
Sorry.
favorite bit he does is the I'm from the wildlife management and the nature preserve, and I do have a permit to be taming these horses in my land. I love that shit. That gets me every time.
Who is that? What Tatsuya does?
Yeah. He shows up. He's like, I'm from the Commission of the Wildlife. I'm on the Curite Council. He does this whole little bit. It's so funny. The other day, he had them like wait turns to take horses. He had them like sit behind each other. That was funny as shit.
Damn.
Killed the father in front of his son today. Oh my god.
Interview with Doom Raider and Tetsuya, dude.
Oh,
I didn't realize, is Doom Raider like an actual streamer? Because I've seen him like stream more and more, like this past month, I would say. I guess I don't know exactly like recent, like this week or anything. I don't know if he's an actual streamer though.
I don't know. From my understanding, he's before he played MO1, he was a big Mordhau streamer. Like he's well known in the Mordhau community. Was from what I know.
Because I think his YouTube channel has like a lot of subs. I'm gonna check real quick. I'm just curious. The Shadow of a Man or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he does stream every now and again. That's the guy from Levia, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Shadow of a Man is his YouTube channel. Wait, why can't I find it?
He's funny.
Did I follow him? Might have followed him. Oh yeah, I did follow him. All right, let me see. Oh, he literally has 420 subscribers. That's funny.
Nice.
I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? I have some random topics I thought of like 2 seconds before the thing.
Bring him up.
How do you guys feel about continents? Like, assuming we have TC sieging, let's assume it's after. Like, do you guys think that's like good for the game, or do you think that's just going to end up hurting the game more?
Like Sarduka, like the
Any continent. It doesn't have to be Sarduka. And just in general, adding more landmass to a game that kind of like has low pop. You know what I mean?
I think we could benefit by shrinking the map by like 50%. I think the biggest detriment, like you get punished obviously for being a red player, and the way they punish you is they waste your time for the most part. You have to go here, like that's what you do. Like you're really not handicapped other than like, okay, now I gotta wait 20 minutes to get back into town, and then you have to go another 30 minutes to find a fight, stuff like that. I think one of the biggest determinants in this game is how long it takes to get conflict. That is so frustrating. We have no battleground mode. We have no, queue in. And when I played New World, OPR was all I ever played when they made that, an option. I think this game is organic and it has like a sandbox feel to it. And I really like that. But I would also like for there to be like guaranteed fights if you wanted it. Just so you could, like, there's so many players that don't ever get any PvP experience at all. And they'll be playing for hundreds of hours. Like, it's like, that's not, you know what I mean? Like, that's not how this game is supposed to be. It's a PvP game. And why are you punishing somebody for PvPing? It doesn't make it. And how you punish them is so stupid. Like, okay, well, I just burned 30 minutes of your time, bro. Haha.
What would you guys think if they had like kind of like Haven? So like when you leave Haven, you can only take like 3 gold, whatever. What if they did that from like the ports? Like let's say you want to go from Toxide to Meduli because they have 2 ports. You could like take a boat, but you can only bring like your kit plus like, a few gold worth of stuff or whatever. So you're not bringing like buckets of materials or whatever. Or maybe there's a weight limit to it or something as well. Would you guys be like, think that would be good for the game's health? Like that kind of fast travel?
So to kind of piggyback off, okay, I don't think that'll ever happen, and I don't think I necessarily agree with bringing like 3 golds because you have people that are completely fucking let me not use it in proper word, but
I know you're
dedicated, dedicated,
I know you're to say.
Mentally dedicated.
Well, there could be like a cooldown on it. Let's say there's like a 12-hour cooldown. How about that? Let me throw that in there.
No, so what I think they should do. Okay, fine. That with a side, but it's got to be. I really do feel like a Star Vault should just fucking do some research on UO Outlands, and if they're gonna do any kind of fast travel, which I know it's really fucking weird because I fucking hate traveling in this game because I'm not. I don't know. Sometimes I hate traveling in the game. All right, like being on horseback and listening to the little fucking galloping sounds puts me to sleep at the point. But anyways, like if they added like moon gates or some shit like that, but they were very fucking limited, then I will be okay with another content. But to be honest, I don't even think a continent should be a fucking thought right now. Start adding weapon skills. Put fucking thievery in the game. Start. You know what it is? A lot of I realize this a lot more. I think a lot of us think we want a fucking sandbox. We don't want a fucking sandbox game, bro. We don't. We want a sandbox game, but we want to add fucking like sand park elements in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I'm not a PvEer, I think that there should be way better PvE content in the game that starts to promote and bring more PvP. Because anything they add, like for example, a boss, you get the fucking egg, you get a book, and you get the fucking you can make the armor now forever, right? That content goes away in 2 weeks. And if you notice, they added a Fabrinum sewers. It hasn't even been 2 weeks, and that shit's already fucking dead. Feel me?
Mm.
So there has to be a place where there is material that you can only get at this place that you absolutely need for certain, like for, Tephra Crate is a great example, but more of that spread around the map where it encourages players to go there so that you know that somebody's gonna be doing some shit over there and you go there and you're gonna get PvP. That's what they need to do. They need to do some shit like that. They have to fix a lot of things before a continent that's even a thought. Feel me? So I don't know how I feel about fast travel, but if you're gonna add fast travel, it's gotta be super fucking limited. Like honestly limited. Otherwise, you're not gonna get a lot of open world PvP because now you know that these people can safely travel to this other place unless a moon gate is away from a fucking town and you still gotta walk all the way to the town. So it shortens the distance, but you still gotta go a distance away to another town. You feel me? Because that's how it was in like UO and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you could even make it so where you couldn't even bring anything, like nothing equipped, nothing in your inventory through the, the boat. You know what I mean? But then
Yeah.
that way you don't have to sit there and travel across the whole fucking map. You could just like if you want to spend like a week in Medulla, you just fast travel. And now you're in Medulla, you do get your horses and you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just and that was more towards also like the other continent as well too. Like if there's a port in Sarduka or wherever the fuck, you just take the boat over, you go to Sarduka, and now you're in Sarduka, you can like explore and shit. Um, I think in a lot of ways, and other people have said this too. It's like it just feels like the game doesn't respect your time as a player. Like who has like let's say like you're in Morin Kur, which isn't even that far from the jungle compared to other places, and you want to like go down to the jungle and farm some shit. That's like a 4 hour commitment. Like you just got to know like okay, this is 4 hours of my time. Like I'm gonna have to invest if I want to come back in the same day. If you're gonna stay down there, obviously you're gonna save a lot of time, but like. And then that's if you don't fucking die and lose all your shit. You know what I mean? So it just feels like a lot of times the game is just like it just feels like a second fucking job rather than like a video game you can just kind of play casually from time to time. But like, you have to invest a lot of fucking time
I feel
into
like
the
that
game.
also pushes that Zerg gameplay because you have to set events because it's such a commitment. So you don't want to just like, hey guys, you want to go here? It's like that's like you just said, that's 4 hours. I don't want to get wiped. You know what I mean? Like, all right, let's see who else wants to make an event, who wants to come, like, and then you have 20, 30 people rolling out with you. So you don't get those nice organic 4v5s. You know what I mean? Like, those are like what I really like. The small scale stuff is something that I think the game really excels at, and you don't really ever see that. You normally get, hey, look, there's one guy. Let's kill him. Oh my God, there's 30 people. Holy, turn around, guys. You know what I mean? Like that is what 90% of the interactions are. Is you get massively outnumbered, or you're robbing somebody on the road and you have 15 players with you. Like that is like the way that the game is kind of made. I don't know. Not that it pushes you into it, but like doing Minnow King, how many people do you need? You want to go to Necro Dungeon and not die? How many people, especially when it's a point of interest? How many people went into Fab Sewers with 30 players? Like, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, and like okay, so it's a double argument there too because the game is meant to be dynamic, and the beautiful thing about ML2 combat is that you just never know what the fuck is gonna happen, and I want to keep it that way. But there's gonna be a lot of unfortunate things that are gonna happen. Like you're gonna be like by yourself, and you're gonna get fucking. You already know you're gonna die because you see like 30 people rushing towards you and shit like that. So while it sucks, I like that it's dynamic that way. Now, to piggyback on what you're saying about the game not respecting time, I'm 100% about that. And it's no offense to, I hope I don't offend anybody by saying this because it's going to come out super offensive, but this game is not for people that are employed. Let's be real, you know? It really isn't. Like, if you're unemployed, you're going to succeed in this game with no fucking problem. That, or you're just never gonna get laid. I don't know, one of the two. But like,
And that's without TC. Imagine with TC. Oh
exactly
God.
my point. Like, dude, you know what it is? It's just that I played MO2 for so long. I was very invested in game two, and then so when I started to like when launch came out, that I wasn't able to log in for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, bro, you know what, man? These other games that are kind of like this, like full loop but like short sessions. Let me play Escape from Tarkov. So I'll start playing those kind of games, or I'll start playing Hunt Showdown. I'm like, why am I more attracted to these kind of games? Even though it's session based, but it's full loot and all that other shit. But so why am I attracted to these kind of games? And then enter Dark and Darker. Holy fuck, what a banger game! I love that game so much. And it's like, I don't want Mortal Online 2 to become that, but there's got to be better quality of life, like things in there without destroying the dynamic. So this is why MO2 has a lot of problems, because now you got balancing, now you gotta balance combat, you gotta balance quality of life, and you gotta balance all this stuff without fucking diminishing the dynamic gameplay of Mortal Online 2, and that's just extremely hard to do at this point.
Yeah, that's a struggle.
What is this Dark and Darker game? I've seen it. Like the graphics look pretty bad, but like, what do you do in it exactly?
All right, so have you ever played the old school dungeon crawler games like fucking I don't know, Ultima Underground and shit like that? Or like Legend of Grimrock. You ever played that game?
Nope.
Oh god damn it. All right, well,
I'm
I'm
not
old.
40 years old, glitch. How about something from this century? Jesus Christ, man.
Well, I mean, Legend of Grimrock is 2012, but whatever. Anyways, so it's a dungeon crawler game. Everything takes place inside a dungeon, right? That's what dungeon
Hmm.
crawler game is. It's first-person perspective. Now think of that kind of gameplay where you had to worry about traps, NPCs, monsters, but now you also have like a fucking Escape from Tarkov gameplay where you have other players there doing the same thing you're trying to do, and it's full loot, it's session based, and it's just fucking fun. It's like D&D Escape from Tarkov, but if you it's
Ooh.
just if you ever played like Ultima Underworld, you know what I'm talking about, Legend of Grimrock, because you're in a dungeon, first person perspective, and I don't know, it's immersive in a very small way, but because you add full loop PvP and a ranking system, it almost creates like mini MO2 style dramas between the community because it's already happening. Like Jonah Vale is already making friends, as you like to say in that game. You know what I'm saying? So it's just and a lot of people from MO2 play Dark and Darker alongside other people from other like communities that like full loot games. So it's fucking
I love games like that. There's a game that kind of flew under the radar, and it really suffered from not having a player base. But it was called Citadel. You guys probably never heard of it.
I
Citadel
heard of it.
Forged in Fire.
yeah.
Okay, so the game was actually phenomenal. It was really good. It just wasn't advertised, and by the time it was too late. It like missed the boat. Like there's so many other games that came out at this, like it just wasn't good. But that is like there's something about farming and not knowing if you're going to be able to take it home with you, which is I only want to play those games. Like that's the kind of shit that I like. You know what I mean? Or this guy just farmed it. I just took everything from him in 2 minutes. This is awesome, kind of thing. I need full loot. That's like non-negotiable. But I played Conan. I played Ark. Obviously, everyone's played Ark. Was that other game that came out for like a hot minute? Ah, oh, Last Oasis. But there was another one that came out. It was on Steam, then it got taken off Steam because it had like copyright issues and shit like that.
I love
Um,
stomping. Not stop. Let me say. Last Oasis at launch. Last Oasis at launch was fucking banger, dude. Before like the Burning Tiles, like I really enjoyed that game a lot. But then Burning Tiles came out, and then it was like a second job because you were constantly on the move, and I don't know. It got weird for me
You
personally.
needed
But
so many players. You needed so many players at that point. Like it was, I don't know. I know. I really like the idea of one world though. Like that is something that MO2, if they continue, I'm sure they will. Like it has to be one world. Like I can't have it like 50-man world. That's it. That's not enough for me. I need like constantly
yeah.
I'm running into somebody new kind of thing. Like that's I don't know, that keeps it fresh. Having like 150 pop servers, just I don't like those types of games. I get bored real quick.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Even though it really fucks up ping and all that stuff, like
Mm.
I can't imagine playing MO2 and I can't play with Tumor. Like that's just
Yeah.
That, that
Oh
that's
yeah.
not
Oh yeah.
that's not my reality. If I can't play with fucking Tumor, I don't want to play this fucking game. Fuck this. You know, so if I can't play with my EU boys, like fuck this. You know, it's just how it is.
Boomer
So
wasn't even a
yeah,
real fat mage though. He had a bow, so
listen, man,
I'm
don't
just
ever
throwing it
talk
out
shit
there.
about my don't ever talk shit about
Listen,
my Tumor ever
I
again,
don't
bro.
have to talk shit about Tumor because like you just say Tumor, you already know. But no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I just it's very hard to enjoy MO2 for extended periods of time for me. I just get burned out. Like I don't know if it's like the PvE for me isn't there to like supplement the PvP. Because I am like a primary PvP player, but like in between PvP, it's fun to like have shit to do or like to get the steel and stuff that you want. Like it would just be a much better experience if it wasn't so like tedious. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't like have a suggestion towards like the PvE really either. Like so I can't really say how they could improve it. It just feels like a very tedious, like boring game. And I think the map size probably is a lot to do with it because you're not running into people as often. And if you were, you would just be killing the people who are farming it, you know what I mean, to get your shit yourself.
Yeah,
Um so I don't know. I just it's just hard for me to enjoy the game right now.
I'm with you. My gameplay is this. I chill in the Discord. Hey, where you guys at? Oh, I'm in Fabrinum. Do I have any characters in Fabrinum? Both of my characters are in Fabrinum, by the way. So if they're not in Fabrinum, chances are I'm not even logging. I used to like to do this thing where I used to like fucking naked ratting when I used to use a spear. Like fucking Malaria's spear was just enough to kill somebody that's fully geared, but with a fucking dagger, it's fucking rough, bro. So it's like I used to like to do this thing where I'll play solo and I'll just go naked and get a weapon and see like who can I kill like this, completely naked. See if I can do it. But now it's just like how do you want to do that? So for me, it's like, hey, you guys fighting? All right, cool. I'll log in. Where? Fab? All right, cool. I'll log in. And that's about it. But like if they're anywhere else, I'm kind of like I don't know. Like if another patch comes out and there's a new dungeon, I'm forced to ghost mode over there, spawn wherever I can because red player, and then be like, all right, cool. Well, we're gonna get these fights here, and that's about it. Like, I don't know. Necro Dungeon was I actually had hope for the game when Necro Dungeon came out because it was fun to get fights outside of it because I fucking hate that dungeon. Because every NPC, the goddamn mage or necromancer using death hand on my ass, I fucking hate that dungeon because of that. But you know what I mean? Like it still created really good PvP, but like every fucking patch it dies down in less than 2 weeks. Like you don't even want to do that content anymore. And Fabric Sewers is a perfect example. It was only lively for about 4 days, and after that, it just died the fuck down.
Yeah, well, there's no new cape or anything, so people are like, "Well, why would I go to this sewers when I could just go to the Tindrum one and I could come out with like a black cape for like 10K?" You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that was kind of, it was kind of they should have had that sewers in MK realistically because it was already close to Tindrum sewers anyway. It didn't really make any fucking sense.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
eventually, yeah, Fab should have its own sewers because they're actually supposed to connect Tindrum and Fab sewers, but why that one came out second and not like third was kind of like baffling. And I know a lot of people were saying like Bhakti sewers, although I don't physically understand. Like they don't have like the structure like they're like it's like a fucking tribal village. It doesn't even make sense for them to have sewers. It's not like an actual town even, but they should have something, maybe like catacombs or whatever. But
Yeah. You,
yeah, I
you
don't
hit
know.
the nail. You hit the nail on the head with that because Tindrum having sewers is their major city, and they having sewers is great. But if you're like a West Coast, I'm sorry, an East Coast boy that wants to fucking enjoy the sewers in the capital there, and that's your preferred area, then you have a sewers there, which we'll call it the catacombs. That'll be fucking sick.
Yeah.
Then you have it over there. But the thing is that while I was excited about Fabrinum sewers, and this is really weird for me to say this because I like big areas and stuff, but those fucking sewers are huge. So now you're dividing PvP players from always going into Tindrum sewers. Now you're dividing them. You're separating less and less people going to these hotspots, and now you're putting them in Fabrinum sewers, which is a big fucking place. Good luck trying to get a fight there. And unless you're fucking Terran Hall, you're not gonna find anybody in fucking sewers. You know what I'm saying? Like Terran Hall always chilling in the Tindrum sewers. So you want to fight
Yeah,
Terran
they're
Hall, just
literally there
go
like
there.
oh so
Yeah,
much, yeah.
yeah, so you want to go ahead and fight them, just go there, which is great. But like Fab, now you have Fabric sewers, and if they add the MK catacombs, what the fuck are you gonna do there? Now all the PvPers are pretty much split up in different areas. Like what are you gonna do? You know, so I understand POIs are important, but you add more dungeons this big in different areas, it's good and bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how, because the only people that go there are PvPers. Let's be honest with ourselves. And if you separate too many of the PvPers in these different areas, like how are you gonna get a fight with the
I kind
population
of
that
have
we have?
I have a different opinion. I like that there's more dungeons because it means when you're in any given place, you have multiple options of what you want to do for content. Like for example, if you live in Meduli, first of all, why the fuck does anyone play in Meduli? There's no dungeons anywhere near it. Like I really don't understand the appeal of Meduli. But anyways, besides that, like if you look at Meduli, there's like no content there. Like I don't know what the fuck they do. It's like one of the most boring ass
ERP.
places to be. But anyways, I like the idea of having multiple dungeons nearby. Yeah, it's gonna split up the PvP, but it'll also make it more organic because as like a PvP group, you don't know where to go and just camp because now maybe they have three different options, which is gonna give you more organic PvP when you go there, like which will be end up being more small scale. Um, and then I just wish I think what they constantly do wrong is they make the bosses give so little loot that it's not even worth it to form groups to do the dungeons. Like for instance, like Spider Queen, you need like roughly like 6 to 8 people to kill a Spider Queen, without risking like too high end of gear, and the payoff is so little that it's just like you're not gonna continuously do this. You're gonna do it a few times, get the Spider Egg, maybe get some Iron Silk, but then you're never gonna do that fucking boss again. Like, there's no point to like form a group every Friday to go do Spider Queen. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't give you enough loot for the amount of people it requires. Just like the Kamuru, like yeah, it gives like a good amount of tongue steel, but it's not enough for like how difficult the boss is, and then how much people will go there for PvP. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not enough. From what I've heard, anyways. I've never fucking done it, but
I agree.
just things like that. I don't know. Like Minnow King, for example, you need like what 20 to 30 people to do that boss, and like the I don't know the loot comparison like just isn't really there. But yeah, it's tough. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. I no, and maybe I should backpedal a little when I said like I want dungeons. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that there is still gonna raise that problem. You're still gonna divide a lot of PvPers. You know what I'm saying? But the beautiful thing about sewers is that because and I know it's gonna sound so bitch made, but because the NPCs are so fucking easy, people are more likely to go there. Like you don't see like a small group going to fucking minnow because the minnows like you can't. I don't even think you can parry them, bro. Like they just fuck you up. You know? So you go to sewers. That's why a lot of people I think are attracted to sewers because the NPCs are like fucking bitch made. So you go there, you can get your PvP, and the PvE is not too fucking harsh. I don't know. Uh,
Well,
maybe I'm
the,
made. I
well, the
don't know.
sewers are made to be like an intro level dungeon for like new players. So like when you spawn in Tendrum or Fab, you're meant to like go down in sewers as a way to like grind clade and like get an intro to the combat outside of Haven.
Yeah,
I think that's actually what it's designed for. What you end up with is like the sweatiest PvPers like going down there and just slaughtering everybody. But I think it is
yeah.
meant to be like an intro level dungeon. Like it's
I
hot for
know.
the
I
first
know.
2 weeks, and the sweatiest people leave because they're like the other sweaty people stop going. But then you'll just end up with like the new spawn players who like need somewhere to go to get quick clade or whatever, or to make a little few gold off the heads or from the scoundrels.
Yeah,
But
yeah. And a part of me, I will say, I really this could really fuck a lot of things up, but I really do wish that they would connect Tindrum sewers to like Fabrinum sewers so that foot fighters don't have to get fucking mounted down on the way, on the way back. But then I just again, I feel like all these things will diminish player interaction, and it just stems down with the map just way too fucking big, which is weird because I used to love that the map was big. Because I'm like, oh man, it's big, it's immersive and shit like that. But I don't know, dude. It really fucks up player dynamic at the same time.
the
I don't
pro
have any solutions.
The problem with the map being so big too is that also like super fucking empty, like super empty. And then like
Yeah.
there's places that like maybe there are mobs and resources, but they're absolute useless fucking stuff. Like if you want a prime example of what I'm talking about, go to fucking Central Step, go west of my castle, and tell me all the fucking juicy content you're gonna find there. There's absolutely none. There's like not even trees. There's fucking some bushes. There's rabbits, some Wyzant, some bush pig, and a couple horse spawns. It's like, why is all this space so empty? Like, it's so bad. It's terrible.
Let me ask you something, Putson.
Yeah, what's up, big dog?
All right. So did you have more fun with ML2 during alpha and beta? Do you feel like it was like fucking peak back then?
It's hard to remember, to be honest. I'll just say beta, not necessarily alpha, because that's like super far. That was like with barrels and shit that were just full of resources and shit. But like
Oh,
beta
sorry, stress test is what I meant to say, not alpha, but like stress. Once everybody was able to, once they made it persistent, basically.
to launch.
No, we're talking about 2021 March when they allowed when you're able to buy a key and there was no more reset. What I mean by persistent is god damn dude.
I know what you
Think
mean.
of
Like, yeah, I
okay,
got it.
think
Like, there
yeah,
was no barrels or anything. You were grinding, etc. There wasn't any wipes. I get it.
correct.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, yes and no, because like there was so much less content as far as PvE and stuff back in those days. Like we've had obviously a lot of new animals and dungeons and stuff added. Um, I think the game was more lively and there was a lot more hope for it back then. Though I will say it was everyone was a lot more optimistic, um, because I think a lot of people were expecting us or hoping that we were going to have sieging and TC at launch, which obviously didn't happen. Um, so I think the mood, the feeling was better at this, compared to now. At this point, people are pretty cynical. At least the people that I run circles with, and everyone's just kind of like just dragging their feet, waiting for TC. You know, I don't know.
Bingo. That's the number one problem that ML2 has. Let's be real. All these problems that we're talking about could easily be resolved if we just had a higher population. And I don't mean 10,000 because clearly the service can't handle that. But you feel what I'm saying. Like back in the stress test days, we had constant player interaction all the time. And we didn't even have all these dungeons. We were, I mean, honestly, we didn't have sewers. We didn't have any of this shit. We had so much player interaction. If you wanted to get a fight in GK, you will always have it, guaranteed fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
back then, there was it's really weird because it almost feels like less was more. But the only way that I feel, aside from combat balance, you know, lack of certain things, the only thing that could really like get people interested again is finding a way to either fill up the map or decrease the map. That's it. Like really, if you really want to get the PvP or the proper player interaction, that's the only thing you can do at this point.
I think zero literally said earlier. I think when Zach mentioned it about the map size, he was like, shrinking the map size is one of the most short-sighted things you could do. So I think you're gonna be in trouble when you leave here, Glitch. He's gonna go home, and Zero's gonna have a talking with you about your
I,
short-sightedness. I'm just kidding. I know.
I
That was
mean,
just something he said in chat, so it's funny you came back around to it or whatever. But yeah, I mean,
no, yeah.
I don't know how they would do it. I think it's impossible at this point because, like, what if you have like a house here and you shrink the maps? Like, what's the, what I mean? What's gonna happen to all these assets and shit? It would take way too much time to redo the map size.
Well,
Like,
that's the thing. The map size will never shrink, and
yeah,
it shouldn't. I'm just saying the only two solutions, but they shouldn't. At this point, forget about shrinking the map. Like that's it is true. It's short sighted. Don't even do that. Don't do it because at that point it's gonna fuck everything up. But now you just gotta find a way to get more players in the game, but less than 10,000. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think. I mean, I know a lot of people will probably disagree with this, but like honestly, if they found a way to get rid of all the exploits dupes, sieging is in a good place. TC's like, TC's never going to be finished. I don't think it's always going to be something that's adding features or getting worked on, whatever. But if they have like some elements of the TC, sieging's good, exploits, hacks, dupes gone, I think they should wipe personally. I would lose all my shit, my castle, whatever, and that's fine. If I don't even get another castle, I think the game would just heavily benefit from it personally. Like, yeah, you would have people who like just stop playing completely before the wipe, knowing like their progress is gonna be wiped, but like a lot of people and a lot of new people would come to the game knowing that there's a fresh start. Um, I don't
So
know, but that's just my opinion.
I have that's a two-sided coin, like most things in this game,
Yeah,
because I don't. I wanted a wipe at some point too. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I don't, and it's not gonna benefit me. I don't give a fuck about TC or owning a keep or anything like that. Like Nightfall doesn't give a fuck about that. The thing is that if you join an MMO, like if you just register for an MMO, right? You were never there from the very beginning. Like if you play EVE Online today, right? And these guys own like certain sections of space and where the fuck it is that they do now, like you're not gonna get a wipe just because you start playing the game. So to me, that doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? However, the only reason why I also feel like a wipe would be good is only because it wasn't fair to the people that couldn't log in at launch. However, what's to say that you announce, hey, we're wiping, so here you go, guys. Here's your chance to get these castles again. What's to say that you're not going to have the same problem and have 10,000 people trying to log in and just history repeats itself?
That would just be something that they would have to thoroughly test before they did it. I don't know. I mean, the
Yeah.
server still can't handle like a 300 player battle, which is fucking odd. I feel like the performance is worse now than it was back in beta, in my opinion. So
Yes, I agree
I,
with
I
you on
have
that
no
as
idea
well.
how that's possible, but that's what it feels like. When we had that Meduli battle, it was, if you were watching any of the streams or any of like the actual footage from the videos, the performance was trash. Like people were like hitting people, and there was like a literal 20 to 30 second delay for that damage to register, and you were just running around each other. And for some reason, the VoIP worked perfectly fine. Like I think I saw I just watched Wicked's video. Like it was called Kuthara's hacking. Obviously, Kuthara's probably not a hacker, but like it was so bad. He was like running around swinging on Kuthara like and like there was no damage registration for like a solid 20-30 seconds. And that was like a prime example. It reminded me how bad that battle was. And also mana wasn't even regenning for mages. So you were casting spells on people and like you weren't even getting your mana back. Um and yeah, it was just, I don't know, the performance was just terrible. And there was probably like 250 to like 300 people there, maybe.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but there's a lot of fixing. It's a lot of fixing that they got to do, and I don't know. I really don't want to just go on and shit talk Starvault and be like, oh, but because I don't know, it's just really hard to get what you want in a sandbox game, you know? I don't understand. Why is it that games like fucking UO Outlands do it so perfect, and even games like Albion, and Albion I don't even consider really like a sandbox. Let's be real. It's not really a sandbox. It's just a PvP MMO. But there's something for everyone in a game like that. Even though some things are like, like the arena mode, you just opt in and you're in a fucking battleground. I don't think that fits well with ML2 to be honest, because game is just has to be purely dynamic. But like, I don't understand if these guys can, get things working. Like, I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. I still feel like they can do something special, but I think it's gonna take so much work that it's gonna be years ahead. I don't know. I don't see it anywhere near, like anywhere in sight.
Yeah. What do you think, Zach? What's your opinion?
You're muted, bro.
Oh yeah, you are muted.
Yeah, he's muted. Zach, you're muted.
Fix it. I think this game's gonna be really good in like a year. I think there's a lot of things they have to work on. I think they could benefit from something just like adding an extra home priest. Like I think that would do wonders in terms of you wouldn't have to shrink the map size. You mentioned it earlier, like, do I have a character in Fabridom? Like I have 3 characters and they're all over the place. Because like if you have your hands in all the pots, one starts going, you're like, oh sweet, I can be a part of this. Rather than, well, I hope it lasts for another 40 minutes because I gotta get my way over there. I gotta go straight. Do I have stuff there? I don't know. What tune do I not? You know what I mean? Like if you have an extra home priest, I think that would alleviate some of the stress with, not being able to find content. And I don't think it would be too game breaking. I don't think it would be too, you know what I mean? Because obviously when TC comes out, the time it takes for you to get places is going to be important, right? So if you're building something here and everyone's based there, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you have 20 minutes to do it. So that's important. I think I understand the reasoning, but I don't think one extra home priest would break the bank for that. I think that would be a nice compromise,
That's
especially
fair.
since, the world's just gonna get bigger. You know what I mean? Like it's just gonna get bigger with Sarduka, and you know what I mean? And am I the only one that's not excited about naval warfare? Like I'm not like super the whole
You know,
ships thing.
you know how fucking buggy that shit will be.
I
Holy
can't
shit!
even imagine, dude. The
You're
application.
gonna try and put a player right now in Mortal Online 2 on top of a moving object, and you think that's gonna work? Like, just think about that for 1 second. Like, the fucking coding behind that. You think this is gonna work good? Not to mention like 20, 30, 40, 50 people between two moving objects around each other. And where even? In fucking Sausage Lake? We building galleons on the coast, boys? Like,
Yeah,
where's this happening even?
That's crazy. Whenever they talk about it, I'm like, how in the hell? Like, there's no way. There's no way.
Zach, I think you just triggered the entire MO1 community. We were talking about naval warfare, bro. And
Oh, did I?
Yeah, I think you did, bro.
You know, there was like someone at home watching, and they're just like, "Why the fuck this idiot just bring up boats? Like, why are we talking about this shit?" Like he's actually pissed off right now. He's losing it, dude. He's like, "Yo, I'm fucking done with this shit ass podcast." He's like,
"Oh my god."
Oh god.
That's too
Boats
funny.
are coming. Yes. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. I thought about the two home priest thing back then, and yeah, I don't think it would be too game breaking. I don't think it would be a big issue. I mean, if you had two home priests, like one in the east and one in the west, like still gotta fucking, if you want to go south, you still gotta travel a lot. So I don't really think it'd be too. And it's not like you can take anything with you because you're in fucking Ghost. So
exactly.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I can fuck with that.
So if Henrik watches this stream, come on, let's go. Just one.
I don't think I've had a Henrik in my stream in like fucking like 6 months, dude. I just started roasting like MO2 like all the time, and I just stopped seeing him. He's like, "Nah, fuck this guy, dude." Piece of shit.
Yeah, you hang out with degenerates now, Putz, and you used to be a good guy. Now you're a degenerate.
I joined an alliance, and it's over, man. Yeah, we got Robmo in here. Robmo's a soldier, dude.
Robmo. Thanks for your suggestion, but we don't care.
I don't know. What do you boys want to talk about? Anything else?
I'm gonna say one thing because I'm pretty sure we're all fucking dried out of. So, as much as I criticize Starvault and Henrik and his ideas, I will say one thing though. Henrik got big dick, man. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because any other like New World, in Alpha New World, is a completely different game, right?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And because they're like, well, what about the audience? They're not gonna like this. Henrik don't give a fuck, right? You don't like a full fucking game? Go fuck yourself. Go play some other shit. You know what I'm saying? And I like that I don't agree with all his decisions, but I like that he stands by his shit. You know what I'm saying? That he's just like, bro, listen, this is my fucking vision, and I'm gonna stick to it. I'm not gonna let the general population fucking tell me what I want to do with my game, you know? However, that being said, I still feel like Henrik should still listen to his core audience. And I'm not talking about new players. While it's a good idea to try and get new players in, like, I don't know, I guess compromise a little bit. Don't take it away from your prime fucking like audience. People have been playing like fucking a year now. You know what I'm saying? Because those are people are gonna stick around. All the new guys that come in are the same people that will be like, hey, let's go fucking MMO bounce. You know, let's go play New World. Ah, where New World's dead. Let's go ahead and play like fucking World of Warcraft part fucking 13 and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like those are not the guys you want in this game because they're gonna dip. You know, he's doing I don't know if it's a coincidence, but I've noticed that this Giffen Tarkov community with I guess with those guys like and guys from Mordhau, that community like slowly came in here. I'm not sure if he like paid them to say, hey, let's just play this game for a few months and just stream it and just become part of the community. If he's doing shit like that, he's doing it very smart. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he should be doing. He should be getting people from Fulu games to play this game. Like get people from the fucking Rust shit like that and get them in this game. Don't fucking bend over backwards for fucking blueberries because they don't like PvP and have him reform his idea of the game to cater to them or to cater to a fucking famous streamer, for fuck's sakes, Don't take the opinions of fucking streamers because they're gonna go to the next game that's popping for the views. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but so credit to Henrik for sticking to his shit. Like he doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks. He's not gonna bend over backwards for anybody and change his game and turn it into a PvE game just because he's afraid of the general audience.
Yeah, that's what I was so upset about New World. It was looking like everything I wanted, and then it started to pander, and then it. I mean, I still played it when it came out, but I didn't play it for that long because like you could opt in to PvP, like what that like that I can't like. So I do respect the fact that he's keeping it real with that. I wish he would that stubbornness is I guess a blessing and a curse because he sticks to his guns, but there's actually good suggestions that are not being implemented because of the stubbornness in a sense. So it's good and bad. I do respect the fact that he is keeping this a PvP game essentially, even though we get punished. Still get punished, but it's not like dude. The second they make a toggle for being able to be attacked and not is when this game will really all the core players are going to leave and the new players all play for a week. That'll be it. That'll be
Exactly my point.
Well, there is
That's
already
it.
a toggle though.
No, I mean like in New World, like I don't want a PvP at all. Toggle switch. Before you leave town, nobody can attack you. You can't attack anybody. Like I like the wilderness since RuneScape, man. Wildly. Game is I feel like a lot of people's entry level to full loot is RuneScape, the wilderness. And I mean, I feel like if you started and you really like that growing up, you gravitate towards games like Rust and Mortal and stuff like that. You like that not knowing that suspense. They lose that. This game is I know I heard jokes about being dead. It really will die. Like that would be the end of it all. Like so yeah, I like the fact that he's not going to change his stance on that.
Arcane asks, what are your thoughts on other constants being based with different server locations like Sarduka on NA? I mean, I don't really give a shit about ping personally. Like, it doesn't really affect my gameplay all that much, to be honest. I mean, it's nice to, give different time zones a little bit more of an edge in different areas of the map. I probably won't even be playing in Sarduka all that much, being someone from NA. I'll probably go explore it and shit, but from what I've heard of it, it's just a big open desert with some parts of it being a jungle. But what I mean, how often will I play there? I don't know. My castle's on the east side of the map. It's gonna be on the west side of the map, so it's like, unless we have like fast travel by then, like I don't know how much I'll realistically be there. So it's like I like the direction they're trying to do, like kind of make it unique in a way, because I don't know really if any other game does that per se. But how much will I use it personally?
All it's gonna do is encourage EU copium. Be like, oh yeah, well I 1v1 you in Sarduka. Oh, yeah, well come to fucking Maryland, and that's all it's gonna fucking do, honestly.
Come
Yeah,
fight me in Mirland,
yeah,
noob.
it's gonna be fucking NA duelist big dick ego like fuck fest. That's all it's gonna be, man. It's not gonna. I don't know. Ping. Look, that's why I was saying earlier. Like, don't revolve your play style or combat on fucking 1v1s and shit like that. Just do it on group fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do that. And also, what a fucking insult to make Sarduka NA based. Like, fuck Sarduka. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, Sarduka's going to have the heat system too, so it won't have our super heavy steel armor or tongue steel even in Sarduka. You're going to be in like Curite Splinted or some other shit. I don't know
yeah.
exactly how it's going to work, but so it's going to be vastly different with the heat system alone. And then I've heard that from Antheus was telling me yesterday when I was interviewing him, like in MO1, Sarduka was like MA dominated, like it was like the MA scene. So like you know, NA players are going to go there for better ping to fight in melee combat, and you're going to have fighting like mounted archers and mounted mages type shit.
It's gonna be all archers.
It's going to be like fucking like Kodo land, basically, just running around there.
Yeah. Kodo and Karne will just be on horses the whole time.
There, I feel like Cardi would actually do well there, like unironically, because they do have
yeah, dude. There are so many mounted builds.
Like they have some good mounted guys that just like love playing mounted, like Schmerik, Baby Davy, Gazoo, some others. I think Antheus has a fat mage too. So
yeah, mounted core for sure, man. That's
but that's also like the opposite side of the map from them too. So it's like how they get there, or maybe they leave their characters there. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know, dude. If Baby Davy goes to Sarduka, I'm fucking there in a second. I love Baby Davy number one. That's what I'm talking about.
You got to go back in the North Discord and tell them you need your prayer, bro. You need your of the day.
Yep. I need to do that more often, dude. My life has gone to shit ever since I haven't done that.
Well,
Man, I think
not. I don't think every race has a heat clade though.
Just humans. Just humans.
No, I think Thursars do too. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
I think Thursars. I don't know if humans do. I mean, they might. Yeah, probably. But
Yeah, I think they have like the northerner and the southerner thing.
yeah, Thursar does. I think the Ogmiers have the cold one, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait a minute. So Thursars have one clade for both, and humans they're
How
two
was
different ones. They're two
how was
clades.
MO1 TC? Well, honestly, this probably isn't the podcast for that question. I don't think. I mean, I played MO1. I don't think these two guys did.
I did. I
Um,
played that mode for a very short time though, but I played them.
yeah, but I did too. But I like wasn't really like. I didn't own a castle or anything, so I wasn't in depth in the TC. I don't know if you were, but no.
So the only thing I remember, I was in Hawk, so all I remember was playing like a month or two. I stopped. I came back and whatever fucking. I don't know if I don't even know if it was a key. I don't know. I remember how keep worked, but whatever we had built was down. And that's all I remember. And I was also a victim of Gray Fox, which
Oh,
that's
the
about it.
thief.
Yeah, I fucking I love Gray Fox, man. But I need thievery so bad so I can stop PvP and just fucking sit.
Just sit in
I'll stick
town, just fucking in Meduli, just robbing people left and right.
yeah, that's it. That's I won't even need to PvP anymore. Like I'll just rob people.
Just
That's all I
have
want to do.
one thief in Meduli, one thief in Fab, and just alternate, bro.
That's it. That's it. I'll put in fucking 1,000 more hours just doing that shit. Make PvP videos off of it. I mean, sorry, thievery videos off of
Yeah, because how thievery worked in MO1 was like, you're a thief. Oh god, I'm gonna butcher this. My very foggy memory of how thievery worked in MO1. Let me rephrase. Was you're a thief. You can snoop into someone's pockets. I think the weight of the item weighed against the probability of you successfully stealing something. So if it was a heavier item, it was harder to steal, and you could steal something. I think if you failed, you flagged, and if you were successful, the person would have to push you because you were local gray, but not actually gray. And if they pushed you, the guards would see you and like just snipe the fuck out of you. But there was like parts of towns you could run to get away from guards, like in Tendrum and stuff. But
yeah.
they had to physically push you to flag you gray. Okay, so dude, Dud says that's right. So okay, but so yeah, that's probably what we'll be looking at with MO2 thievery. And it was
Yeah,
funny because every time you saw like a naked Vila or Shivra, you just knew right away this guy's a fucking thief because like he's naked because he has nothing to lose. Like he's gonna snoop your pockets if he fails. He didn't fucking lose anything. He doesn't care. There was no rep system by the way in MO1. So if he flagged and the guards killed him, it didn't fucking mean anything because there was no rep system. You'll probably take a rep hit in MO2, of course, but
yeah, they're gonna have to. That's gonna be a fucking nightmare because they gotta do something about rep at that point. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna solve that because yeah, what are you gonna do? Somebody tries to rob you, you go local gray maybe because like if okay, look, if bounty hunting means that the guards are not gonna get involved, you know what I'm saying? Then I don't know. I guess maybe just go local gray if you're trying to like jack somebody. I don't. I have no idea, dude. I don't know how they're gonna do thievery this time around, but it's gonna be a
well, they
fucking
are
mess.
breaking the law. So I do agree that the guards should get involved, but again, you have to push them. So if you're like a Ogmir or a Thursar and a Vila snoops your pockets, maybe you catch him. But if he's already running away, you're not gonna be able to push him.
He's
Like,
gone.
how are you gonna catch him? Like, he's fucking gone, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The only thing I can think is because remember you had to use. I'm gonna fuck this word up because I'm illiterate. Proliferate, whatever. Whatever.
Pilfering.
But the thank you. Yes.
Yep.
So you use that, and it'll say that somebody, it'll say character is looking in your pockets, or this person caught you looking, or it'll say the name of the person is looking into your shit. Basically, if they can do something where it's like someone is looking into your shit, and then you're like, okay, well, if there's people around me, who the fuck am I gonna push? Maybe they do something like that. So now the guy is forced to have to push more than one person in order to get them to turn gray. That's the only way I think it would like somewhat work, but I could be wrong too. I don't know. It's just I have with the rep system. How are you gonna? What are you gonna do?
You know what would be cool is if you caught them, if you pushed them, you have the option to call the guards. But if you call the guards, you can't loot him after he gets killed. But if you don't call the guards, you can fight him. He goes local gray, and if you kill him, you can take his shit.
Oh, I
That'd be
actually
pretty
like that. Yeah, yeah, that's good.
Like, it's up to you. Do you want to call the guards and get this guy killed, or you want to kill him and take his shit? That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I
But
like
they can
that too.
defend
I do like
themselves,
that.
obviously.
Yeah, I think they would have to be like a shorter range for the guard call. Like maybe I don't know what the actual range is, but I know it does go decently far. Um, but yeah, I do like that idea because it's like, oh fuck, he just stole 50 gold from me. Like maybe you think you could catch him, like you mount up or whatever, you could follow him out of town, whatever. Uh, but yeah, I like the guard thing too, as like because that's like the easy out. Obviously, why would you ever chase
Yeah.
anyone? We could just type /guard. So,
But then
yeah.
they'll take his shit. Yeah, they'll loot him. You know what I mean?
Wait, what was your idea? You're stealing a course, you could turn crim on, and it takes like double the time, and it makes you criminal. Oh yeah, I definitely agree with being
Oh.
able to steal horses. I do like that. If
That would be amazing.
I think the person needs to be like dead at the time of like taming it, but if you kill someone and then like you should be able to tame their horse. Like why not?
Yeah.
I think that would be good. And yeah,
I
I
mean,
can
if
agree
you're-
with it being a crim action. That would be fine. So it's not
if
happening
you
in the middle of
go that
town.
far away from your horse, it should just detame. If you're in Fabrinum and you home priest to Bhakti, your horse should detame. Like that's, you know what I mean? So
I don't know about
would
that,
be-
but I do agree with someone being able to retame it. But like what J45K is saying is that it'll make you crim, so you couldn't do it in the middle of a town, for example. So there wouldn't be
and
like
the
a
owner
grief
has to
element.
be dead.
Well, that wasn't hit. That I was saying like they would have to be dead at the time of trying to tame it. That would be like another constitution. Because so like you know what I mean, like when Kodo and fucking Covenant are going at it in the middle of the field, some dickhead doesn't just go around their backline and start taming all their fucking horses or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Haha,
well, I guess he
yeah.
would just kill them. But you know what I mean? I don't know. Just so there's like a grief element to it. I think
Yeah,
if they were
TOA,
dead
TOA
while it was happening, it'd be cool.
There's so many like random like horses left around after fights, and you just have to kill them and take the bag. It'd be awesome for the people who lost their horses. Be like, hey, look, take his. That would be pretty
Also, can we do something if you're okay, Christ? If you kill somebody, right, and their items are red,
Oh yeah,
can we
move it.
put them in the fucking horse bags for fuck's sakes? Like if you, like, god damn, bro. Like seriously, you
Oh
mean to
my
tell me I gotta
God.
sit there with my fucking dick in my hand for 2 minutes, red,
That's so
because these
stupid.
piles of Sabora are fucking like, dude. One time, dude, I'll never forget this shit. So I'm outside Tindrum, and I killed this dude, um, and he had like 10 stacks of granum, right? And I'm here, like, I'm debating with myself. I'm like, all right, kill this dude. His horse is here. There's fucking 10k piles of granum. I could sit here for 2 minutes, red, unable to move until one of my guys comes here with a horse so we can loot this shit. Which is exactly what happened. They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go real quick to stronghold and get the horse. Just pick the shit up." Now, yeah, no problem. The guy came back in his other character and just fucking MA'd me down. I couldn't do shit. So can I at least put in a fucking horse, bro? Like, god damn, dude. Or like, I don't know, drop it or something. I don't know.
I
It's
think
just so annoying.
any PvPer can relate to that story in some way, whether it was like Granum or Calyx or just something else that was heavy, like Carcass. You know what I mean? Like anything. It's so terrible. It's terrible fucking design that when you loot something, you can't trade it or delete it or put it in a horseback. I don't know why you should be able to do any of those things. If I killed someone and I want to delete his shit, I should be able to. Obviously, there's a lot of griefing behind that, but it's my choice. I won the fucking fight. I should be
Yeah.
able to dictate what fucking happens. I don't
I
give a
agree.
fuck if
I
it's
never
griefing or if
understood
it's BM. I don't care. I fucking won. Let me play how I want to play. It's a fucking sandbox. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you're already flagged as a criminal. So
Yeah.
what's the point? You know, like
Yeah.
you already got that penalty. Why is it that I can't fucking trade it, or like it's yours? You know, it's your loot now.
So
It's
that's always been weird. I never understood the reasoning behind that. It
you
just
know.
doesn't make sense. Why? It doesn't make any sense from an immersion standpoint either. Like what do you mean? Like, it's still
I
cool.
really don't know if that's bad design. I really feel like it's just something they haven't gotten around to because it's just so stupid. Like honestly, like it's just so dumb that you can't do those things that I think it's just something that's been overlooked, honestly.
Bro, like, I don't understand, dude. Everybody's been complaining about this shit for months. No, I'm sorry, like a year already. how do you, how do you not fix that? Like, I don't
Yeah.
get it. I don't
Oh, I
understand.
mean, Arcane Trauma makes a point. I feel like the only reason for that mechanic is so you can't kill someone in town and bank the loot before the guards kill you. I can see that, but that I feel like that instance happens so far in between versus someone like dying outside of town. Now you just have to sit there for 2 minutes, like waiting to be able to do anything with the loot, or maybe you loot
Yeah,
something by
we can say
accident
across
and
the
now
board.
you're overweight and can't even mount your own mount. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I
Guards
think
are too OP. Guards are too OP for you to go to the fucking bank and bank anything anyway.
yeah,
You
lictors
know?
will TP and just like fucking end you before. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe if it's like one super expensive item or like 100 gold that you know what I mean. But like, yeah, guards are pretty
Like,
quick.
what? Like, honestly, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Are you seriously gonna fucking? It's like the only that's so
Yeah,
niche also because they gotta stand right next to the banker. You know, that's the only way you'll be able to do it, standing right next to the banker. And like, I don't even think you'll be able to get to it that fast, honestly,
Yeah.
unless if maybe if somebody's a little exploiter, has some fucking little clickety click fucking macro bullshit that lets him. But I don't know, dude. That's yeah, exactly. Like that's the only way I think it'll fix it. Or you know what, bro? Meet me down the fucking middle. Don't let me transfer shit to my bank for like 5 seconds. All right? How about that? 5 seconds. Why 2 minutes?
yeah. I
You know what I'm
mean, if
saying?
there was a way to code it so you just couldn't bank the stuff, I think that would just solve the issue. You know what I mean? Too.
For 5 seconds. Because like a guard's gonna kill you in 5 seconds, bro. Like straight up. So yeah. Bro, I gotta fucking go to be honest, bro. I thought
Oh no, you're
I
good,
really
bro.
yeah, I got a fucking dip, dude. So I'll see you guys later. But it was a very fun podcast, and it's good that you're still doing this, Putz, and you're fighting the good fight. You know what I'm saying? Doing these
Jesus
podcasts.
Christ, dude.
Real quick, man. I was actually talking to the guys yesterday, and we're talking about how like you should probably consider like putting these podcasts like on Spotify or some shit, and like start doing these things where like when a patch comes out, you guys analyze the patch and shit like that, like those kind of podcasts. I think that'd be pretty interesting. But it's just like a little podcast suggestion that because somebody's got to keep doing this, and you're the only person that's gonna do it. So we might as well just give you all the ideas.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that's not a bad idea. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
keep my streamer average up, bro. I'm trying to get partner. You know what I'm saying? Out here grinding, dude. If I do a regular stream, I get like 10 viewers. So these podcasts are the only thing that get me actual viewers. So, but I appreciate you
Yeah,
coming on. We'll go ahead and wrap it up. Zach
of
too as
course.
well. But thank you, Glitch, for coming on. Always good to have
No,
you, man.
it's my pleasure, my man. I love you, and I don't know, man. Fucking keep doing what you're doing, right?
All right, appreciate it.
All right, guys. Peace out.
See ya.
All right, later, man.
Zach, thank you also for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having
we
me,
got
man.
we got to do a Brigands Guild interview, bro. Speaking of content,
Yeah.
like I know I don't know if you heard about it. We had one set up in the past. It just wasn't a good time for me. But if you guys are down to do it, just I'll message Nos or whatever. We'll see if we can get it set up, man.
Yeah, it'd be awesome for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for coming on. I'll catch you next time, or see you in the unofficial Discord.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you for having me.
All right. Peace, brother.
All right, later, brother.
Yep. There we go. Oh yeah, my cam's all messed up. Shit. But here, let me do this real quick. Let's see if this. All right. Do this. All right. Cool. Oh, there you go, boys. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, boys. Again, appreciate everybody watching. Thank you, Stu into Pot, for following, and Lindis Farm 666. Appreciate you guys for the follows. I'm gonna go ahead and raid somebody. I don't know when my next podcast or guild interview or anything will be, but I'll be sure to let you guys know when I figure it out. You can always check the forums for the guild interviews, or sometimes I'll post in the unofficial when I'm planning to do like a podcast or interview, whatever. If anyone wants to do a guild interview for your guild, go ahead and message me. I'm always down. But again, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and send a raid to somebody. But peace, boys. Have fun.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good. Fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts. I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong. I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth. Can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about. Have your fucking cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round. Bitch, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me. A slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show